Well, I have a question. The question is, I don't know who does the rap in that song.
Well, you're about to find out.
Okay. All right. Oh, that okay.
All will be made clear.
All right, because you see, I thought a different reason was going to come out.
No.
And I was going to be really sad and depressed because it's a really depressing song if you just pay real close attention to it. But I'm surprised that you didn't. It's Phil Lynott's birthday today.
Who?
Phil Lynott, Gina? Gina, Thin Lizzy.
Oh.
It's we should have maybe done a tribute to Dimebag Darrell. His
Mm.
birthday today.
Maybe for the potty break song.
I doubt.
No. Fred Durst. No.
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 Sting and Trudy Styler have been practicing tantric sex since 1992.
Without stopping.
Yeah. And well, that's part of the and it's a Berlin's birthday today.
It's a Berlin.
A Berlin?
One of the Berlin.
Not
people.
Terry, but another one?
It's another.
It's
It's a Berlin.
Terry's the only Berlin you need to know, really.
But that great song, and I just looked up the lyrics, was kind of following along. REM radio song because
On this day,
yes,
a twofer
Okay.
with this song.
Mhm.
Because today is KRS-One's birthday.
KRS-One.
He's the rappist.
And now I know that. I remember.
And today is National Radio Day
It is.
for radio song.
Oh,
So that will be your justification to our attorney for not celebrating
Yep.
Robert Plant's birthday?
It's Robert Plant's birthday.
Here's the thing. September's coming.
Yeah.
All right.
We're
We're going to get plenty
You're going
of...
to get plenty of
Yeah,
Led Zeppelin.
yeah. It's
And Bill off the air was saying, I'm upset because people have said I look like Robert Plant.
occasionally people come up to me and say, you look like Robert Plant.
That is
and
a
I-
compliment.
I'm looking at a picture of him right now, and I don't think it is.
He is an attractive person, even to this day.
He's 70 today.
Yeah,
I don't-
he's sexy. He is a sexy 70-year-old man.
Well, I guess you don't have to be good looking to be sexy.
What's wrong with being sexy?
No, well, I don't. You tell me. You know all about it. You're the sexy one.
This is a
Come on.
compliment.
I don't know.
You,
I don't know nothing about no sexy.
you should. You look like Robert Plant.
No, I don't. I don't know anything about it. I think Robert Plant, and I forget who else. Oh, and the other one I really hate, Sam Kinison.
Well, you don't see out of those two. Go the Robert Plant route.
Well, there are those who probably think Sam Kinison is
No,
sexy.
I don't think anybody
No?
thinks that.
Nobody?
No.
No. All right.
Is there... Because, see, I don't know if I'm all in on the he's not attractive, but he's sexy thing.
Oh, I could say that about a lot of people.
Okay.
There are
There are people that are sexy that are not,
that are ugly, that are really not attractive.
but there's something about them.
Yeah.
Well, like who?
Oh, F. Murray Abraham. No. He's,
F. Murray Abraham.
well, I thought of the least attractive actor I could imagine, and that's him.
Bill had a bet with his son Dylan that he could find a way to work F. Murray Abraham into the conversation
did. Well
today.
done.
Thank
He
you.
has now won $10
done.
from his son.
Buying me a drink. Yeah. I guess we had to. I don't know.
F. Murray.
We ought to officially begin the show, I suppose. After doing.
Oh, $10. There's
There's
your
the money
$10.
right
yeah.
there.
There we go.
I told you I could do it.
There's a way.
So let's start the show officially in just a couple of seconds here, and with your check-ins, if that's what you want to do. It's all up to you whether this continues, whether we continue taking check-ins.
You have the power in your digits.
Well, I'll put a stop to this.
You just don't call and check in, and then we won't do it ever again. The number to check in is 877-602-9696. There's a prize involved, which I think is counterproductive, but what is it?
Utah Renaissance Fair tickets.
Okay, and so call us, check in with the Radio from Hell show, 877-602-9696. In 3 words or less, tell us, what old person thing do you do?
I put a tissue in the sleeve of my shirt.
Your
and
sweater. It has to be a
carry it
sweater.
around.
No, it has to be a sweater.
Oh, a sweater.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. It's that sweater that I have that little chain clasp that holds it together.
Old people always have a tissue just tucked right in
So
there.
is that what you do?
No, I don't do that.
Yeah, and that's not 3 words or less. So 3 words or less, what old person thing do you do? 877-602-9696.
All right, let's
People
get
of all
underway.
ages go to the Salt Lake Film Society to see movies.
Yeah.
You were at a movie yesterday, I know. Did you go to the Salt Lake Film Society?
I did not, but I will. But here's what I'll
Lie
tell you.
for the commercial.
No, here's what I'll tell you though. My husband didn't go with us to the movies because the only place my husband will go, the Salt Lake Film Society.
Because he doesn't feel uncomfortable wearing his sport jacket with the leather elbows.
It's true.
Yeah.
You want to go to a movie? Where are we going? Only if it's the Salt Lake Film.
But that's really a mischaracterization a lot of times of the Salt Lake Film Society, because they do show kind of esoteric movies a lot, documentaries, foreign films. But then you'll go and you'll just see these rousing, adventure movies and all kinds of stuff that you wouldn't get to see at commercial theaters. So go to their website, slfs.org, subscribe to their weekly email, and join the Red Carpet Club. It's the Salt Lake Film Society.
And now my favorite color is blue.
I don't know how it happened, but somewhere along the line, a rumor started that I hate kids. Well, it began to reflect poorly upon this morning show. Not just me, but on this morning show and on this radio station.
Yeah.
So in order to combat this horrible, horrible rumor that I really, really hate kids, I've decided that it's time for a public service message every Friday at this time called Just for Kids. And I do this because I'm a role model. Hi, kids. It's me, your role model, Kerry Jackson. The guy you want to grow up to be. Sorry we have to do this, but I got to talk to you about a new high that's going around. Now, on the street, they're calling it chugging the udder,
Huh?
tipping the teat, lapping the lactate, pastures new, chasing old Bessie, or riding the White River. Yes, kids, I'm talking about this new high.
Yeah.
And I'm here to tell you, you should never, never try to drink an entire plastic jug of milk in the space of an hour. Never do that.
Don't do that.
Now, I'm talking the vitamin D milk, not the 2% or the low fat. All right.
The strong stuff.
And it's got to be the real thing. It can't be that lactate. Don't ever drink an entire plastic jug of milk in the space of an hour, okay? Now, some say that it creates a kind of euphoria, kind of like the time I drank too much Jägermeister. I mean, woo. I was messed up. Now, others say that the human body cannot possibly digest that much lactose in an hour, and it will just make you vomit. Be careful of those people, kids. Those people are called scientists. And as our president has made very clear, scientists cannot be trusted. Besides, they just want to keep this secret all to themselves. So never drink a gallon of jug in the space of an hour, because when you chase old Bessie, nobody wins. This is a message from me to you, kids.
780-297-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
Well,
You're doing it.
and it's a Monday, too.
I know.
God. People are calling to check in with the show, and so I guess we'll have to continue it. Let's officially begin
Okay.
the program here.
Brought to you by Rocky Mountain Power. Everything they create is to power your greatness, so keep going and know they're here for you. Learn more at poweringgreatness.com.
Carrie's humming in the background. The moon, 71% of full. It is a waxing gibbous moon. The moon will rise today at 4:33 p.m. Today being Monday. It's the 20th day of August in the year of our Lord 2018. And this is North America's most execrable morning radio broadcast. It is the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, the Cucks of Communication, the Snowflakes of Sound, Kerry Jackson. There goes the hat. I'm Bill Allred. My hat's over there. Gina Barbaria is right there, hatless.
I don't have a hat
today. The producer of the show is Richard Stedman. Dylan Allred, no relation for his protection, is producing video for the show that you can see at x96.com/live. And every morning lately, we've been doing a little pre-show video, and I believe you can see those pre-show videos every day at on the Facebook page, Radio from Hell Facebook page. So there you go.
Taking your check-ins, brought to you by the 7th Annual Utah Renaissance Fair, August 24th through the 25th at Thanksgiving Point's Electric Park, featuring the Knights of Mayhem, full contact jousting, the Harp Twins, and Bill's favorite, the new expanded Viking Village.
Yeah, I'm cosplaying there as the Kontiki Raft.
And go to utahrenfair.org for complete details.
All right.
Check-ins?
People are calling.
Okay.
People are saying,
and
and we are listening.
Okay.
Chris is here.
Chris, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for letting me listen.
You're welcome. Chris, 3 words or less. What old person thing do you do?
Probably just sit and listen to music, probably.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what it is.
Okay.
I think you just did it, Chris.
Okay.
Yeah.
You went, thanks for calling.
Thanks,
for
Chris.
checking
There
in.
we go. Jackson is here. Hello, Jackson.
Hi, guys. Thanks for letting me listen.
It's
Thank
our
you.
pleasure. What old person thing do you do?
I take baby aspirin.
Ah, they're perfect.
Now, you do that for your health.
But it is an old person thing to. Young people
yeah.
don't take baby aspirin.
I guess that's true. Do babies take baby aspirin?
I don't think they do anymore.
they
I
don't.
think baby aspirin is exclusively for old people.
Yeah.
Well, then what about they have a special aspirin for just this that's like baby aspirin.
Babies don't take aspirin.
But it's not
anymore.
baby aspirin.
I think it's the same thing. They just don't call it baby aspirin.
And so it doesn't have that delicious orange flavor either?
Used to eat them like candy.
Oh, those.
Baby aspirin used to have the
Yeah.
delicious orange flavor.
Yeah, you could chew it up. That was good. Hey, Jackson, thanks for calling.
Yes.
Bye.
Let's go to Adam. Adam is here.
Adam,
Thanks for letting me listen.
it's our pleasure.
Geek Show says hey.
Hey.
Hey, hey,
And
hey.
Gina, you haven't ruined the show yet.
Thank goodness.
So, Adam, what old person thing do you do? 3 words or less.
What'd you say?
Oh, give this
Okay.
man a prize.
You win.
Give this man a
you-
prize. You get the Renaissance Fair
My
tickets.
tinnitus is finally paying off.
you could have done it in 1 word and just gone, eh? Eh?
I like it.
Hang on, Adam.
Hang on.
We'll get your information. Boring New York City lawyer says use shower cap.
Yeah, that's an old person
Yeah.
thing to do.
I tried that for a while and I felt so stupid I never did it again.
Yell at kids. My wife says when I'm using my phone, I hold it about 2 feet away, make a face, and use 1 finger to push the buttons, old person style.
Early bird dinner, Tim says.
And you know, when you are before the early bird and having dinner, before the early bird special starts,
Yep.
4 o'clock, Carrie.
that's a new low.
I've done that too.
It hasn't. Early bird hasn't started
Yeah.
yet.
Well,
No, not till
are we-
5.
don't I get the...
No.
Tell me exactly what time do you open?
let's see. Frequent urination.
Yeah.
I should probably get that checked.
Yeah. Yes.
Asleep at 8. Tell me about it. Let's see. I take medications.
Yep.
Taking unwanted naps.
Just falling asleep when you don't want to. All naps are wanted. What are you talking about?
Oh, unwanted naps.
Yeah. I like the hurt myself coughing. That's what old person thing do you do? Hurt myself coughing.
Oh, here's a good one. I wear a house dress without a bra around my house.
Sounds comfy.
Actually,
I do too. I've done that.
I don't know what's so wrong with some of these things.
I would like you to get off my lawn.
Yeah. Adam is back, or a different Adam?
Adam.
Same one. They just put me on hold for some reason.
Thanks. All right, hang on. Jesus.
Oh, George.
George.
Hello, George.
Hello.
George, what old person thing do you do? 3 words or less.
I carry handkerchiefs.
Really?
You do, really?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Do you hand them to ladies who are fainting?
Crying?
Well, I don't know about fainting, but I have handed them to ladies.
Who are crying? Yes,
But-
Now, if you were a genuine old person, you wouldn't call it a handkerchief.
No. You know what you'd call it, George?
It's a snot rag.
Yeah.
That's what my dad.
I might say that with my my older friends, but I wouldn't use that around my wife. She might smack me.
All right.
Thanks, George.
Thanks, George. All right.
Here's my snot rag.
Here's my snot rag.
A clean hanky.
Yes.
No.
Let's see. Checking in from Mississippi. Old person thing. Jigsaw puzzles.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just nothing that I
When you're old, you'll understand.
maybe. I don't think so.
I don't. I know. Jigsaw puzzles elude me.
Why
do people do them?
We
I
have
don't-
TV.
Yeah. I got podcasts I can listen to.
Puzzles were invented before TV,
No.
and now we have TV.
No, we have TV. I don't need that anymore.
Need to find something to pass the time.
All right. Traffic genie.
Oh, let's see if there is any, because I don't think there was earlier. But let's look, because there's a sponsor. Oh, we do have something. Crash southbound Bangor Highway at the frontage road, 22nd South and West Valley, left and right shoulders being affected there. Reggae Rise Up Music Festival returns August 24th through the 26th at River's Edge Campground in Heber, featuring Revolution, Atmosphere, Soja, Stephen Marley, Steel Pulse, Tribal Seeds, and more. Tickets and campsites are available at reggaeriseuputah.com.
Thank you.
You know, speaking of old, well, coming up on the show, we should do that first. We've got, we'll have news and boner candidates for you, emails of interest. I've got a story about old cheese.
Old cheese.
Really old cheese.
Isn't all cheese old?
It's Egyptian cheese, and I don't mean Gina's husband's sense of humor. I mean, it's about really. I mean, yes, old cheese can be new, but this is really old cheese. And yeah, we'll have that in emails of interest coming up. But speaking of old people, there are some very old people coming to Fan X.
Some old people, some young people. Tim Curry. Yeah. It's your chance to see Tim Curry. Dick Van Dyke.
He's 90.
I love Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah. So that's just one example. A lot of young people coming, and in betweens. One of the interesting things that happens every year is quite a few voice actors, people who do voices for cartoons. They come, and what they do is they will get a script from a movie. They'll all sit at the table, and they'll do different character voices for
that you recognize
for a movie.
Yeah.
You know, so you might get Yakko Warner doing the part of Darth Vader in Star Wars or something. And it's different every year, but it's always extremely funny. It's one of the highlights of the con. But big celebrities coming in: Ben Affleck, Jason Momoa, David Tennant. I would suggest you go to fanxsaltlake.com and take a look at them, because they add them every day. We got a lot of Walking Dead people coming, Rocky Horror Picture Show people. We got Star Wars and Star Trek and Doctor Who people coming this year. And, of course, your opportunity to meet comic book artists and writers. And, Geek Show's going to do a panel there as well, a live recording. So go to fanxsaltlake.com for tickets, please. Oh, I forgot to mention when it is. September 6th through the 8th at the Salt Palace.
John Smith kicks off a 1-hour non-stop wingding at the conclusion of Radio from Hell on X96.
my little daughter, who is 4, she takes amusement in her father's flatulence. You know,
Is this a daily occurrence?
oh God, yes. You know, and I use the dumb old dad jokes of, you know, it's a farting or it's a barking spider.
Barking spider.
And she'll always go, "It's not a barking spider, Dad. That's a fawting spider."
My dad
Fawning
always
spider.
my dad always said it was a buck snort.
Bucks. Oh, let me try. Or, you know, or sometimes I'll say that bear's been following us around, or did somebody step on a duck?
Yeah.
Is the other
That's
one.
a good
Yeah.
Hear that? Buck snort.
Yeah. She likes the duck one too. But she also is occasionally flatulent. And I was lying on her bed with her, reading her a story, as I do fairly often, before she went to bed, and she just ripped.
She ripped a good one, huh?
Just ripped one. And
Daddy's little girl.
Yeah. And I
So
said,
like us. I learned
said-
it from watching you.
I said, honey, that was
Did you high five her?
High five.
that was a loud one. And she said, it sounded like a door closing.
She
And I
means,
said-
she means like the creak of the door.
And I said, it did kind of. And she said, a door with rusty hinges. Ouch. I just thought that was...
She's creative.
I thought that was the best.
You know, our children are learning from you.
So now it's just, you know, hey, did somebody close a door with rusty hinges?
Somebody oil those hinges.
I don't. I just thought that was the best. A door
Get
with
some
a
3-in-1
rusty
oil on those hinges.
So that was it. That it's just
Oh,
one of those kids say the darndest
They sure
things.
do.
You know.
And it is time for Big Boy News and Opinnuendo, brought to you by.
Get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service. Federal Credit Union restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
Sometimes there's not a lot of news, and then sometimes there's just too much, and I don't know exactly where to start. But I guess I'll start here with this story. Ben Affleck has been seen with a Playboy model recently.
Ben Affleck?
Ben Affleck, he's been going out with this Playboy model.
But that's not the
He's broken
SNL
up.
person.
No, he's broken up with apparently SNL producer Lindsay Shookus. After more than a year of dating, she finally, I guess, figured out what kind of a person Ben is. So he's been spotted now with Playboy's Miss May 2018, Shauna Sexton.
Well, she sounds like the perfect Playboy model.
She was they were seen together at the Posh Eatery. When was the last time you were at an eatery?
I'm not allowed.
Nobu Malibu. on Thursday night.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, you're allowed.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed.
Carrie's allowed into posh eateries.
I've been there. It was delicious.
Yeah. So, and then there's this. This could have been a boner candidate, and I could have saved it for boners, but I'm just going to do it because there are a lot of good boner candidates today. Rudy Giuliani, President Donald Trump's attorney, said on Sunday, "Truth isn't truth."
No.
When explaining that he won't let special counsel Robert Mueller rush Trump into testifying because he doesn't want investigators to trap the president into a lie. When you tell me that, you know, he should testify because he's going to tell the truth and he shouldn't worry, well, that's so silly because it's somebody's version of the truth, not the truth, he said on Sunday morning Meet the Press to Chuck Todd. Truth is truth, said Chuck Todd.
It either is or it isn't.
No, it isn't truth, Rudy Giuliani said. Truth isn't truth. The President of the United States says, I didn't, and then Chuck Todd collapsed. And he went, what? Truth isn't truth? Mr. Mayor, do you realize what? I think that's going to become a really bad meme for you.
Yep.
No. Don't do this to me, Giuliani said.
You're doing it to yourself, Rudy.
You did it, Rudy. Don't do truth isn't truth to me, Todd said. Chuck Todd said. Don't say that kind of stuff to me. That's ridiculous. So that certainly could have been a boner candidate. Also, this could have been a boner candidate, but a Catholic cardinal has blamed sexual abuse scandals in the church, and I think we've heard this before from people in the Catholic Church. These sex abuse scandals are blamed on a homosexual culture within the church.
No.
U.S. Cardinal Raymond Burke, who serves as patron of the Sovereign Military Order of Malta in Rome, they're very powerful, added that homosexuality was a tendency that is disordered and needs to be purified at the root. The 70-year-old former head of the influential Apostolic Signatura has a history of making anti-gay comments. Maybe he's the one I've heard say this before.
Probably.
I've heard someone in the Catholic Church say this before. The Pope has commented on the Pennsylvania scandals finally, and he's very Pope. He's very, I don't have the exact quotes in front of me, but he said the right things.
And he said,
about this whole thing.
said going forward, this will be handled differently, and we're here for the victims.
I think that it's not often that I agree or quote Bill Maher, but he made an excellent point on his show this weekend. If this were Jiffy Lube,
you mean with all the scandal,
all of the scandals of abuse. Mm-hmm. People would be suing Jiffy Lube, and no one would be going to Jiffy Lube anymore. Mm-hmm. Why is it that they get a pass?
Because
they don't, and there are people that have stopped going to church because they don't get a pass.
I have another story here that some Catholics say that they're going to stop. They may stop paying, in the communion or the collection plate. They may stop doing that. I think the difference is, Carrie, the Catholic Church is, compared to Jiffy Lube when it comes to power, the Catholic Church is a worldwide, enormous power. It's so powerful we don't think about it being powerful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's why. Yeah. The other thing is, I thought it was the Pope said, by being silent for a few days, that doesn't mean that I don't have thoughts on it and I don't care. I wanted to be absolutely sure that I said things the right way.
And he did. He put out a good.
Yeah. Let's see now. This is a local story, and it went a viral video. I guess it's all over the country now. A man was arrested Saturday after the mother of a 12-year-old girl allegedly caught him spying on her daughter while she was in a changing room at Rue 21. Is that the name of the? Jorge Leon Alfaro was arrested and charged with one count of voyeurism committed against a child under the age of 14. According to Lieutenant Hudson with the Salt Lake Police Department, it happened 7:27 p.m. at Rue 21. Hudson said the mother of the victim and a store employee saw Leon Alfaro with his phone looking under the stall. Doris Stiles Scown posted a video of a criminal suspect of him being detained near Rue 21. Apparently, a store employee also saw this happening, and they chased him down. He started to try and run out of the store. He did get outside the store, apparently. They sort of ran him down, and she was taking video of the whole thing, and she posted it. So let's see. A man and his son were hunting elk near Camas, bow hunting. Are you okay, Amy? Oh, I said a man and his son are hunting elk, and I look over, and Amy is clutching herself and grimacing, and I thought
she knows what you're going to read.
But this is also my nightmare when I run.
Oh, okay.
Because I would be the slow one.
So you know this story.
Yes.
They'd pick you off.
They were bow hunting and attacked by a mountain lion.
Whoa.
On Saturday morning. Crews worked to locate the animal in an effort to keep the public safe. Again, if they find it, they'll shoot it. At the very least, they may tranquilize it and move it somewhere, but they'll probably kill it because it attacked a human. And
it stalked him.
It was a mountain, and I'm telling you, the people are intruding on the mountain lion's territory, not vice versa. But around 6:45 a.m., the man noticed the mountain lion about 15 feet away, crouching, looking like it was about to pounce. He tried to shoot the cougar with his bow. The arrow missed, and the cougar said to itself, "Okay, buddy, that's it," and pounced on him. There were minor scratches. It said he didn't suffer any serious injuries, but so they'll be looking for the mountain. If you see a mountain lion, make yourself look as large as possible, they say.
And back away slowly.
Yeah.
Don't run.
That's what. So I would say, look at this gut, buddy. Look at this gut.
Dinner.
Yeah. Oh.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Let's see. Okay. We'll do this story, and then I think it's probably time for sports. A few years ago, a team of archaeologists cleaning sand from an ancient Egyptian tomb.
Sand? Sorry. I'm really sorry.
What do old people do?
What? What?
Carrie knows what I was doing.
I don't know.
Go on.
Do you have to be old to know what you were doing?
Yes.
Would you like to elaborate? What is that a reference to? I don't know.
It's Raising Arizona.
Oh.
Move on.
I've seen that movie several times, and just you going, sand?
That's, if you know, then Carrie knew exactly what I was doing.
Anyway, a team of archaeologists cleaning. You see, youngsters, if there are any of you left out there, Granny Gina likes old movies, and she blurts out things about them, and then we give her a spoonful of mush. Anyway, they're cleaning out this ancient Egyptian tomb. They discovered a group of broken jars, and one of the jars had a mysterious white substance in it. Now, I speculated that it was ancient Egyptian mayonnaise, but no. It turns out to be cheese. It's the oldest cheese ever found.
It's cheese.
3,200-year-old Egyptian cheese.
Disgusting.
From a tomb. Now, of course, my thought immediately was, well, did anyone
taste it?
Taste it? No.
And how do you know it's cheese?
Because they do a chemical analysis of it. Now, it's a white stuff, but it's not anything that's like still moist.
Is it a rock?
I imagine it's pretty solid.
It's something on the rock that's not rock. So they analyze it and they say, this is a chemical. The chemical processes, this was probably cheese. They also even can speculate what it tasted like, that it was very sour cheese.
All cheese is sour.
And, Gina, you don't eat cheese. Shut up.
Actually, there are a couple of cheeses that are actually quite sweet.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, there are many sweet cheeses. Anyway, it's Egyptian cheese.
Would you taste it if you could cut off a piece of it, just to say you ate?
I might, although they analyzed it and they also discovered a bacteria in it, brucellosis, which if you get that, that's not good. It's not a good thing to get. So no, I wouldn't. Okay, that's it. Sports,
weather,
sports,
weather and traffic.
Weather and things and. Sandwiches taste better when they're made with boar's head. Welcome back to school, parents. Boar's head, ask for it by name.
Boar's head Egyptian cheese.
It's going to be hot today. upper 90s. A chance of thunderstorms later tonight, and it's breezy. Let's see if we have some traffic to tell you about. Crash southbound I-15 at 21st South on the right shoulder and taking up the right lane there, so you'll have to scooch. They'll be scooching to get by that. Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest is here. Enjoy classic German beer, food, and music every Saturday and Sunday, including Labor Day through October 20th. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
And is sports sponsored.
Why wait for a special occasion when you can celebrate at the Melting Pot every day? A night out with friends, family, or that special someone at the Melting Pot, locally owned and operated.
Amy Donaldson Sports. Break.
Here she is, Amy Donaldson. She is a sports reporter and columnist for the Deseret News. You can read her reporting and columns, obviously, in the Deseret News by going to DeseretNews.com. Amy Donaldson. I'm looking at the list of the things that you're going to talk about here, and I don't see Simone Biles here.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't.
She was all over the news today because apparently she's competing in some gymnastics event, which is fairly prestigious. It's the first time she's done anything in public gymnastics for a couple of years, apparently.
She competed, actually, not too long ago. I want to say like a week ago or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think that's the story you're seeing.
Well, it's all over the news today.
She wins every gold medal at the U.S. Championships.
And, and it's really significant in that she was one of the first people to come out and talk about Larry Nassar, this doctor, and what happened to her.
Well, one of the first people that was that famous, one of the first Olympic team members. There were women who were actually trying to get attention to that for quite a while before, but it took big names to bring him down. So, I didn't see that. No.
What's your column about today?
My column is just about I've been to many sporting events, high school to college last week, and I just wrote about just sort of that we should celebrate teammates and teamwork as much as we celebrate individual accomplishment. So that's what my column's about. Be nice, be good to one another.
You could have just written "be nice" and then published that.
Yeah. But they require a certain number of words from me, Bill.
I have a sport. I have
a
sports.
Really.
I have a sports story here that about golfers getting into a fight, and one golfer bites the finger off of the other golfer to the knuckle, and a fight breaking out at a high school football game where two people get shot.
And there was Kyle Busch I thought a fan wanted his autograph, but he really wanted to punch him for causing a wreck. So, there were lots of fights. And there's lots of fights associated with sports, but that's not what my column's about.
Yours is about being nice.
Mine is about being nice, yeah. And there are nice things in sports. So we have the third week of the NFL preseason, which no one's paying attention to, myself included. But there's some locals who are doing well, and I thought I would mention them. BYU former linebacker Kyle Van Noy, he had a fumble recovery in the 49ers game. And SUU defensive player James Cowser, he earned an interception against Oakland, for Oakland, and soon to be Las Vegas Raiders. Utah Royals, they earn a 2-2 tie against Sky Blue Saturday night. Next up, they will host the Washington Spirit Wednesday at 5:30 at Rio Tinto.
The Spirit.
We need to find out what some of these mascots look like. Like what was the one last week?
Blue.
Sky Blue. What is the mascot? What is the mascot of this? I hope the mascot is just like a Casper the Friendly Ghost costume.
Interesting. Yeah. Real Salt Lake beat the Houston Dynamo 2-1. The victory, which came on a pair of goals by Albert, is it Rusnak? He became the first player in MLS history to score both the stoppage time tying goal and a stoppage time winning goal, match winning goal in MLS history. So
they interviewed him at the half. Yeah. He's like, we've got to score more, and then he came back and
but he waited till the 100th minute. Yeah. So it was
I guess it's me. I guess I'll do it all.
Let's wait till the very last possible second. But that victory moved them from 7th to 3rd place. They're a game behind L.A. They play Colorado this Saturday at Rio Tinto at 7 p.m. So that's how important points are. It's a super tight race in the MLS. High school football kicked off on Friday and then was delayed for an hour to 2 hours because of lightning. So it was interesting. No rain for weeks, and then the minute all these kids go out to play football, there was rain and lightning. And
Maybe God is trying to tell them something.
maybe they did not take the hint, Carrie. I went to cross country, and it was hotter. It was so hot that several kids were taken away in ambulances. So it was the
Oh, wow.
opposite. Yeah. Salt Lake Bees, they beat Reno on Sunday. Ended a 5-game losing skid for them. They're at Las Vegas tomorrow, and then they are home again on August 28th. Real Monarchs beat the Tulsa Rednecks Saturday 3-2 on the road.
Roughnecks.
Yeah,
Roughnecks.
the Tulsa Rednecks
What
is
did I say?
that's a different thing.
Yeah, I said red. See,
That's
that
a
was,
different
That
thing.
was actually just my brain. So
Filled in the
You s-
blank.
you
I know
said
the word it says
Yeah,
Roughnecks. and
well, you say the word Tulsa naturally.
but I come from a long line of rednecks, so that's what I want
as
to be.
as do I.
I know the snot rag thing. I was like, I still call it that. I guess that's what I do.
Could have also called them the goat ropers, the Tulsa goat ropers.
Could. But I had a snot rag and I never roped a goat.
It's never too late to
So,
try.
If it's not required. Snot rag, I think, is a requirement of being a redneck.
I think so. Yeah.
It has to be a bandana.
And somebody a bandana and that you would share and that other people would share with you.
Yeah.
That
You
is
pass it
communal,
around.
family.
And you could even use it on your head occasionally if you needed to.
You know,
Use
there's
it for whatever. It's very handy.
There's an old story about, my great grandmother, the Pirate Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
When she went to visit the Queen of
The
England.
Queen of England, yeah.
And she
Sand?
and she sneezed, and somebody handed her a handkerchief,
Yeah.
and she blew her nose on it, and she
handed it back.
and she threw it in the fire, and someone said, "What are you doing? That's fine lace." And she said, "You mean in England you keep things that you blow your nose in? That's disgusting." But she said it in like old timey Irish. speak.
And that sounds exactly like a story that somebody's mother made up and told the family.
It's in a book.
Okay.
That somebody's mother wrote.
Yeah.
Right, you can't make up things in a book. Though.
No.
No,
It's
trust
in
me.
a book.
In a book.
Yeah,
That is truth.
That's right, Carrie.
Ask J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
She'll tell you.
Yep. That's all real.
That's about it.
Really?
Other than Simone Biles won every gold medal at the U.S. Championships.
She, and I guess I thought it was just this weekend. It was through like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I guess.
Well, we got a few minutes here. Maybe we need to find out what these mascots are. Someone is saying that the mascot for the Sky Blue team, where's that? Sky Blue?
New Jersey?
Yeah, Sky Blue team is an elephant, of all things.
Why an elephant?
I don't know.
Because you have to find something that the kids like.
Yeah, that they want a stuffed animal and a T-shirt.
yeah.
Okay,
that
but
has
then
it
they
on
should
it.
be
Marketing. It's all about marketing.
Yeah, but then they should be the New Jersey Elephants. Why are they the New Jersey Sky Blue? If it's your mascot, I really as much as I love the
marketing.
Jazz Bear, I loved it when the Jazz first came to Salt Lake City. Their mascot was a
dancing
musical
saxophone.
Saxophone. That's right. I was just saying it was a musical note, but it was a saxophone because they were the Jazz.
But see, there were bears in Utah. That was the thinking. So it's more.
Well, then,
no.
but there's no jazz, so they should have changed it to the Salt Lake Bears.
I could never understand that.
Yeah.
There's a tiny bit of jazz.
There is now. What is the Washington Spirit mascot?
Let me look.
Look it up.
So while you're looking that up, I'll tell you that is Biles' second meet. So there was another meet that Gina and I were the first one, but yeah, in her second meet,
Right.
She set a record, winning all the gold medals.
That's why
Carrie.
it was around this weekend.
She won every event and the all-around title,
Yeah.
which has never been done.
The Washington Spirits mascot, a puppy,
Oh,
and Alaskan
Okay.
Alaskan Malamute.
see that one
Okay.
actually. There might be
'Cause
a
it's from
sled
Wash-
dog.
yeah.
There might be a sled dog named Spirit.
Okay.
Because they're-
It's from
yeah.
Washington. It's
Okay.
Okay, there
But
might
that's a
be.
good one. I
Yeah.
like that one. See,
But it should be the
Because
Malamutes.
Because
It
who
should-
does? But that's like such a mouthful.
Okay, then the puppies. Nobody's afraid of the puppies.
I
right?
don't think puppy when I hear the word spirit. Oh well. Okay. I guess they're running out of
You
mascots.
need to watch Balto.
I will never watch Balto.
You'll cry if you watch it. It's good.
That's one of the reasons that I will never watch Balto.
What's that one about the dog that plays basketball?
Airbud.
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 But then he played soccer and
Air
Airbud
soccer.
too. Yeah. So.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Thank you very
Amy.
much.
Thanks for
Read-
doing half my sports report.
Read. I just mentioned Simone
No, I'm kidding.
Biles. It's DeseretNews.com.
Yeah.
Amy Donaldson.
Thanks.
Thank you. Let's see. Do we have some traffic?
Just one crash to tell you about. Southbound I-15 at 21st South. It's on the right shoulder and taking up the right lane. Get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
Coming up,
yes,
I do have, and I think you will find these are emails of interest.
Oh, yes. And then at 7:45 is that Bush Cult Stone Temple Pilot giveaway. It's more than tickets. It's
meet and greet with all three bands.
Okay.
And for all three bands, you get to be on stage for the first three songs of each set. So we're going to do trivia at 7:45-ish. Because I want to make sure. So I'm going to be there. I couldn't win this because I work here. But so I want to make sure we give it to somebody who's really a fan.
Maybe the winner needs to be escorted by a representative of the radio station.
Maybe.
So maybe you could pull that off. I don't know. Also, round one of your boner voting coming up. Stand by for that. Brooklinen.com. I love my Brooklinen sheets because they are buttery smooth. Now, you know that feeling when you have fresh sheets on the bed?
It's my favorite.
And you slide in between them. There's something about the way the Brooklinen sheets are woven. It keeps that feeling. I can't explain it. It's not thread count. It's how they're manufactured. You can go on their website and they'll explain it all. It's a husband and wife team founded the company in 2014. They live in Brooklyn.
Oh, I get it.
See, so that's
so
why.
It's Brooklyn.
Brooklinen.
Because it's linens.
Yes.
I got it.
Exactly. And they wanted to bring 5-star hotel quality sheets to everyday life. My Brooklinen sheets, the best, most comfortable sheets I've ever slept on. Brooklinen.com giving an exclusive offer just for our listeners. You'll get $20 off and free shipping when you use the promo code Jackson at Brooklinen.com. They are so sure you're going to love these new sheets that they offer a risk-free 60-night satisfaction guarantee and a lifetime warranty on all of their sheets and comforters. But the only way to get this $20 off and free shipping is to use the promo code Jackson, my last name, at brooklinen.com. That's BROOKLINEN.com. And the promo code Jackson, JACKSON. These are the best sheets ever.
An all-day music festival.
So you saw this video a week or so ago about the guy strapped a GoPro to his dog to see what the dog did while he was at work.
I didn't see it.
It was disturbing because the dog didn't have a moment's rest. It was nervous and frightened.
In the house?
In the house. And
He's never coming back. He's never coming back.
It would hear noises outside and be on alert, you know? And it terrified me. Because I thought to myself about my dog, Ripley. I was just convinced because she can be a little high strung. And I was just convinced that.
I don't think she's big enough to strap a GoPro to. It'd be too heavy.
We did not do that. We did, however, a friend of ours gave us this drop cam.
What is it? What is that?
It's a live camera that we set up.
Like a nanny cam?
Like a nanny cam. In the living room.
Are you looking at her right now?
This is broadcasting live from my living room right now.
Now, does she just stay in your living room during the day, or can she roam around the house?
Well, that's what we wanted to know. her favorite spot seems to be, we've set up a little kind of a table next to the window, and she likes to sit there and look out the window. So we watched her for a day. She didn't leave that spot.
Well, she's fine then. Don't you feel better?
She's sleeping.
Yeah.
All the time.
Well, that's good.
She's a teenager.
Exactly.
She talking back to you?
I thought she'd at least be on guard or a little on alert.
Nah.
No. She barely moves.
A bomb can go off in the front yard.
And that's the other thing, is that it has a motion sensor. So it'll alert me. Motion is detected, you know.
That never happens.
No.
She doesn't move.
She was a day. She was lying there.
Then she's perfectly comfortable. This should
Yeah.
make you feel good.
Yes and no. She's kind of lazy. A little disappointed.
She's never going to amount to anything.
I think you ought to make her get a job.
Maybe. Require her to get a
little lazy dog.
Lazy dog. Maybe get her, a list of duties, chores.
Yeah.
You leave her list on the counter, didn't...
This has got to be done by the time
I
I'm
get
home.
She can put a little paw print next to the one she's completed.
But yeah, that video of the dog that was freaking out, it was disturbing to watch. Made me very upset. I was just
Somebody in the chat room says that most dogs are like that. That guy's dog is just a neurotic mess.
Really?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure my cat, who is a jerk when we're at home.
Jerk cat.
Mr. Fluffy Pants. I was sitting there yesterday. I was talking to my wife, and he came up and bit me on the arm for no reason. I'm just sitting there like, ow, what are you doing? And it wasn't hard, but just kind of went eek, and bit me on the arm. I'm certain that cat just sleeps all day. And then when we get home, goes crazy.
Well, it's because you're in its house
Yeah.
when you get there.
Yeah. He just sleeps all day.
Do you think he's like a reincarnated dead person from somebody that hated you? And they're back to haunt you?
No.
No. You don't think so?
No, I
He's
don't.
biting you for no reason.
No,
Maybe it's
I
a
don't.
reason from a past life.
No, I don't.
No?
No.
I don't think that.
I think the
No, I think he's a curse from God. God sent the cat to torment him.
Officially.
No, he's just a rambunctious teenager who, when he bites me, I give him a little cuff up the side of the head,
Hey.
and he stops. I go, don't
Can't
do that.
Hell is the longest running morning show in Utah. That doesn't necessarily mean it's good, but, I mean, come on. You know, we'll take what we can get. X96.
All right, 7:04. We got round one of the boner voting coming up.
And that contest,
yes.
Bush, Stone Temple Pilots, and the Cult backstage, and but you got to be able to do it tonight. It's a kind of a trivia thing. We'll do that at 7:45. Right? Dylan, I just sent you an email with a picture in it that we might need in just a couple of minutes if you can pull that up. Emails of interest.
Well, you can't say it just like that, Bill. You can't just throw out email.
No.
Well, is it sponsored, Gina?
No, but
Okay.
it still should.
Emails of interest.
So we were all saddened by the death of Aretha Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
And
I did what apparently everyone else on the planet did, went to Spotify and listened to Aretha Franklin.
I did too. Yeah. And I was talking to an old friend of mine yesterday, somebody I've known for years, who said he became aware of Aretha Franklin when he saw the Blues Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I really had never paid any attention to her or to soul music, and then I saw the Blues Brothers, and I went, holy crap.
That movie did a lot for a lot of people's careers that were
just little bits,
that
parts,
were dying on the vine. You know, these people's careers, they just couldn't get any traction anywhere. That movie came along and it raised a whole bunch of awareness for that kind of music.
And he said he said I became a big fan not only of hers but of blues. I'd never really considered blues, and it caused me to dive into the blues world.
Exactly.
So Aretha Franklin had a huge impact on people. And one other little interesting fact about her and all the reading I did over the weekend about her. She had 3, 4, 5 children, something like that, with several different people. She had her first child when she was just shy of 13 years old.
No, she had 2 at 14. She had 2 kids.
Yeah, her first child, though, right? You know, right just before her 13th birthday, and then she had another when she was 14. And then she left them with a relative and went to New York because she just knew she was going to make it, and she did. But so her most famous song has to be Respect, right?
Probably, I would say.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T, find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, take F-T-C-T.
So I can't. Here's the email of interest. This is so amazing.
Okay.
This is from Frank. So sends us email every once in a while. He's a really staunch listener. One of my favorite films, one of my favorite movies is called Trial and Error. It was a small comedy and Charlize Theron's 4th film.
Okay.
He's a big Charlize fan. She was working with Jeff Daniels and Michael Richards in the movie. There are many good, funny scenes, but one I like in particular has Charlize Theron tooling down the road in her Jeep. The radio is blaring, and she's singing along with the song on the radio. I did not know until Carrie played it today that song was Aretha Franklin's Respect.
Really? Thought it was just something from the movie?
My jaw seldom drops, but you know, and it's not. This is not. I'm not being critical of Frank or anything like that.
No.
It's just amazing that he had never really heard the song, or
depending on how old Frank is.
Well, I think
it's quite possible.
If he liked Charlize Theron's 4th movie, he's probably old. You know.
Well, let me further blow his mind. This was written and performed originally by Otis Redding.
Right.
And
nobody knows that.
And it meant something different when a woman sang it. Because when he was singing it, it was about, give me some lovin' when I get home.
I haven't heard it. Yeah. Have you heard his version?
Otis Redding?
Yeah.
It's very similar. She didn't change much. But the connotation is much different. And especially at the time that it was released.
So, I'll have to listen to that.
Yeah.
All right, now, here's another email of interest. It's just fascinating to me. And, Dylan, did you get that picture? Okay, this is from Randall. I grew up in Springfield, Illinois, and left when I was 16. When I was a kid, every year in school, we would do field trips to Lincoln's home, every year, to Lincoln's tomb, and to New Salem, which is a partial real, partial recreated log cabin village where Lincoln lived in his early 20s. And then when I was in the Cub Scouts and the Boy Scouts, we would go to Lincoln's home, Lincoln's tomb, and New Salem. And then every time friends or relatives would visit my parents, we would go to Lincoln's home, Lincoln's tomb, and New Salem. I didn't hate it, but I would rather have been doing something else. I'm sure anyone growing up in Salt Lake City can relate to a similar experience with, probably
the temple,
the LDS temple, or things like that.
Yeah.
So I just went back to. So I was raised that Lincoln was the man.
Well, sure.
As an adult, I now realize I was taught right. I now have a much greater interest in seeing Lincoln's home, Lincoln's tomb, and New Salem. I just went back to visit my brother, and I went to the Lincoln Museum. It didn't exist when I was a kid, or I would have been dragged there, too. For your information, +1 on the museum. In the Lincoln Museum, now this is getting to a point here,
Okay.
there's a fairly large section of political cartoons. Lincoln was lambasted from both sides for his views on slavery. You think political attacks are tough today? You should see those cartoons. Some are just brutal. Here's one at x96.com/live. One of the cartoons depicts Abe Lincoln as a vampire.
Jeez.
Oh, I saw that movie.
Well, that's where they got the idea. So vampires were in the lexicon of the day. I had no idea that, vampires have been around forever.
Yes.
Everyone knows about his prowess splitting wood, but he was also considered the best axe thrower around. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter? Not that far-fetched, says Randall. I get that he's being made into a superhero, but as close to him as I am actually slightly offended by it. It was a bad movie. Like the T-shirts in the gift shop say, I miss Abe. It's he misses Abe in this day when we need towering political figures, and we don't seem to have them.
Wait a minute,
Or
so-
vampires.
So Abe Lincoln was attacked about his views on slavery, huh? That's interesting because I was told the Civil War wasn't fought about slavery.
about economic things.
No, it was
Yeah.
economics and states' rights. It wasn't
And states'
slavery.
rights
no.
and economy and preserving the ways of the South. Yeah, no, it wasn't about slavery.
It was about slavery. So is that it?
That's email of interest.
Emails of interest.
If you have an email of interest, email it to us, radiofromhell@x96.com.
And I'll right now post that picture of Abraham Lincoln as a vampire. I'll post it on Twitter and various social media. It's pretty interesting. It talks about him sucking the life out of the country. That's why he's a vampire.
That's why he's a vampire.
Yeah.
Sucking the life out of the country.
Right.
All right. Traffic, Gina. Do you
Yes.
have that?
Crash Bacchus Highway 78 South in West Jordan. Crash southbound I-15 at milepost 329. This is just prior to 200 North in Kaysville, Davis County. Center Lane is closed there. Where'd all these crashes come from? Southbound I-15, University Parkway, exit Norm, right shoulder being affected there. That's traffic.
It's our back-to-school traffic crash.
It is, today's most kids are back
First day.
today.
Yeah. All right, coming up, we will have Boners Round 1. The candidates are, number 1, young man, you don't seem gay enough to us. Boner candidate number 2, well, because I'm a jerk. And boner candidate number 3, drywall can hide sexism, but can it remove it?
All right. So
And the contest is coming up.
Oh, yeah, the contest. Round 1 of your boner voting. Big boy news next.
AWOL Nation.
We got the rest of the potato chips.
All right, now we've tried so we started with the cappuccino flavored Lay's potato chips.
Which didn't knock us out, but we didn't hate, except for Gina. She
I
hated
hated
them.
them.
Now,
The wasabi.
Now they've had 4 new flavors, and people want to call them both. Wasabi. Bill tried the wasabi as well. Bill Frost.
Yep, not hot. Good, not hot.
Yeah,
They're not hot,
now
Tasty.
but they're flavorful.
Now I've got the bag of cheddar, bacon, mac and cheese here, and Gina said of the wasabi, "Oh, you got your winner right here." My guess is she won't even try the bacon mac and cheese.
Yeah, I'm sure there's not actual cheese in it.
I don't
No,
care.
there is. There is. I read the ingredients. There's like cheese powder or something. This is your winner. She won't even try them. No.
I thought you didn't like cheese not because of the flavor, but because it's cheese. And this is
It's a principle. No, I'm not gonna.
and this is far enough
You're gonna love
removed
it. You're gonna
from
love it.
from cheese
do it.
that
She has standards and principles.
I have totally arbitrary rules.
That's exactly. I think that's your winner.
Now there's one more there. What's
Yeah.
that one?
Mango salsa.
Which
Those are-
somebody in the chat room said tasted like potpourri.
Right.
this isn't bad.
Yeah.
Maybe it actually is potpourri.
Although if you eat a few of those, the bacon mac and cheese, they get kind of too salty.
They're not bad.
And here's the wavy mango salsa.
Wavy mango salsa.
Wavy because
I like the idea of mango
Yeah.
salsa.
No?
No good.
Potpourri? Too sweet?
yeah,
Let's see.
too artificial.
Am I right then, without even tasting the bacon mac and cheese, that the wasabi is the best?
No, the bacon mac and cheese is better.
Well, I think your winner is the bacon mac and cheese, because mainstream America will love that flavor.
Let me see the wasabi again.
No.
Yeah,
You
potpourri.
love those.
I bought them. What do you
Potpourri.
mean no?
Yeah, mango salsa is a hard sell.
Yeah, that's no good. I don't like it.
You can put it on the back of your toilet tank.
Why would you?
Yeah. Out of all of them, I would say the wasabi is the best flavor, but the winner is the bacon mac and cheese. America will vote for that one.
Oh, yeah.
By the
Mango
way-
salsa's weird.
Yeah. By the way, you notice I'm sharing all of my chips. Girl who wouldn't give me a cookie last week.
4 cookies made for me with my name on them. A gift.
Yeah.
Was
Yes.
it 4 cookies that
Yes.
spelled out Gina?
No, but my name was written on the box.
Yeah. I know.
It's different than you buying 4 bags of chips.
It's
not the
you know,
same thing at all.
I know. It would have been
You
a
could
gift.
replace these chips at any moment
It would have
several
been
times
It
over.
would have been a gift from your heart, which you were unwilling to make to someone who argued for equal wages for you.
You can't drag that out.
Yeah, why not?
It was proposed.
I can't even finish this one mango
They're
salsa.
terrible.
Yeah, they're not good.
Actually, I like the wasabi okay. I like the bacon mac and cheese best.
I had high hopes for the mango salsa one. If it actually tasted like mango salsa.
Too much mango, not enough salsa. That's the problem.
In a
You
couple
got
of
your percentages off.
In a couple of seconds, I'm going to try one of those dog biscuits. That you
They're
put
very
out
good.
for Ripley.
They're peanut butter.
Or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
Don't we all wish that we could have had a granny like Granny Squid?
I don't know.
I really would. I wish. What a wonderful old squid she is.
What a wonderful old squid.
Well, she's horribly racist, I'm afraid. Okay. That information that the Deep Voice guy just gave you, keep it in mind. You're going to need it here in about 15 or 20 minutes when we ask you to vote for round one of your boner voting. Presenting to you now 3 news stories. They are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates, these 3 news stories, which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and get that 50-50 chance of becoming boner of the day. Yeah, if it wins here, it's not boner of the day. We change that. We do another round of boner candidates and voting at 8:20. And then we take the winner of each round, the 2 candidates, and put them into boner fight at 9:20. And that's when boner of the day will be decided by you. So 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. And one of you lucky random boner voters will receive
A gift certificate to go see our good friends at Gracie's.
All right, here's boner candidate number 1. Young man, you don't seem gay enough to us. This is really bizarre.
Okay.
A gay Afghan 18-year-old who was seeking asylum in Austria because he feared persecution for being gay in his own country of Afghanistan. He had his application denied because the authorities said, "You do not act like a stereotypical gay man," citing his walk, his behavior, and clothing, according to a Vienna-based organization that helps refugees. In a case that illustrates the plight of many LGBT refugees coming into Europe, the organization Queer Base said the teenager, whom it did not identify, provided testimony at an asylum hearing this spring that he became aware of his sexuality when he was 12 years old living in Afghanistan. He realized, I'm a gay person. He migrated to Austria as a minor, according to the organization, which kept all other details of his life and journey confidential at his request. And he applied for asylum because he knows going back to Afghanistan, they do not treat gay people very well in that country. So he didn't want to go back. But after he applied for asylum, the document outlining the decision quoted an official as saying the young man's claim that he was gay was not believable based on how he acted while living in Austria. Neither your walk, nor your behavior, nor your clothing gives the slightest indication that you could be gay.
Because I can spot a gay guy a mile away. I know a gay guy when
This was 100 pages of decision. It also went on to say, they report you frequently got into fights with roommates. You clearly have a potential to be aggressive, which would not be expected in a homosexual. It also said that the young man was not described as having many friends while in Austria. Don't homosexuals tend to be rather sociable?
Did he have a little dog?
No little dog. This is...
Isn't there a blood test we can do to prove?
Now, see, I'm as baffled by this as well, but also at the same time, I'm not baffled because I read about Austria this weekend.
Oh. Why did you read about Austria?
It was just in the Washington Post about how the Russian meddling in their elections And their whole plan is to get these right-wing crazies in charge.
They were doing it in England. They were doing it in France.
And they did it in Austria to the point where there was some sort of security breach or something that had something to do with the police coming in and taking a whole bunch of documents and stuff from their like Secret Service CIA people. But it's turmoil over there because of Russian meddling, trying to get these right-wing jerks into politics.
Well, what I know about Austria, just from reading about it a little bit here and there over the years, is it's not hard to find right-wing crazies in Austria.
Oh, but they weren't in charge before, and they are now.
Kurt Waldheim was the he was the UN chief of the UN, and Kurt Waldheim was also had ties to Nazis back in the day. All right, so anyway, boner candidate number 1. Young man, you don't seem gay enough to us. Boner candidate number 2. Because I'm a jerk? Seattle police say that they're looking for a man caught on surveillance video cutting brake lines on bike share bicycles.
Wow.
Police issued a warning.
So people crash?
Police issued a warning on Friday and released a video showing a man with a backpack clipping the brake wires on 2 rental bikes recorded on a night in June. Police also released photos that appear to show the same man cutting bicycle wires a month earlier at another location. Lime Bike says their bikes aren't in the video, but brake lines have also been cut on their bikes. It puts people at risk, says Lime Bike General Manager Isaac Gross. Why would anybody do this? Because I'm a jerk? Boner candidate number 2.
Exactly.
Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Drywall can hide sexism, but can it remove it?
All right, boner candidate number 3 for round 1, right after this big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by
Black Velvet Boutique is a locally owned and operated sexual wellness resource, open 7 days a week. Drop in and find something fun and exciting. Don't forget to mention Radio from Hell to get 30% off lingerie. Located at 293 South State Street in Clearfield and online at blackvelvetboutique.com.
Well, Coors Beer and Coors Light.
I'm sorry, Coors?
If you prefer, Coors. But this story is in Minnesota, so I think they say Coors.
They would say Coors, yeah.
It can be a lifesaver, figuratively and literally.
Okay.
Jason Gable and Kwame Anderson don't usually cross the bridge over Interstate 94 in St. Paul, Minnesota. Past Wednesday morning, for no reason in particular, the beer delivery men decided to take a different route. They told local news stations. Drop off the shipment of beer at a sports bar. Mr. Gable steered the truck onto the bridge, again, not where he normally goes, crossing over the busy highway below, and then they spotted a man standing on the bridge's ledge on the other side of the fence. So he's on the other side of the safety fence. Okay. He's obviously going to jump. Bro, you all right? Gable, the driver of the beer truck, shouted out the window as Mr. Anderson, his partner, and I don't know in the picture here at x96.com/live which one is which, said, come on over to this side, bro. Are you all right? Facing them, the man on the bridge responded that he was going to jump. At that point, Mr. Anderson, the guy who was videoing, cut the video off. He just went, got to help this guy.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking either this guy, I got to help this guy, or he is going to jump. And the first thought that came to his mind was Denzel Washington.
What?
He recalled the movie Inside Man, in which Denzel Washington plays a hostage negotiator for the New York Police Department. I was like, all right, I got to be a hostage negotiator. I got to talk this guy down.
All right.
So for the next hour, even after police arrived, Mr. Anderson kept talking to the man. He asked his name, where he grew up, whether he had kids. He found out the man lived 4 blocks from the ridge. But what finally got the guy off the ledge was, hey, I got a cold pack, 12 of Coors Light in here. 12-pack. It's ice cold. You want them?
That's the thing?
The guy came down.
Well, I am kind of thirsty.
Off the bridge.
See, if I was driving a beer truck, I would have started with that.
You start with the beer.
Hey, want a beer?
Yep.
You don't start with Denzel?
Pretty good.
No, never went there in my head. The first thing I thought is, I'm going to offer him a beer.
Well, he didn't mention Denzel. Hey, I'm going to be like Denzel.
You ever seen that movie?
Yeah. The winner of the Miss America pageant, her name is Cara Mund. And she's a lovely woman, of course, and she's upset, very upset.
What's the matter, Kara?
She's traded in her crown for boxing gloves, blasting the higher-ups as nothing more than mean girls who bullied, belittled, and muzzled her. About two weeks ago, I started researching workplace bullying. Ultimately, this is my year in a nutshell, the former Miss Dakota, North Dakota, wrote to former Miss Americas in a lengthy letter made public on Friday. So she's the current Miss America, and all of a sudden she's saying, wait a minute, I'm researching office place bullying, and I'm realizing this is what's been done to me in the Miss America pageant. Our chair and CEO have systematically tried to silence me. They have reduced me, marginalized me, and essentially erased me in my role as Miss America in subtle and not so subtle ways on a daily basis, Munn said, referring to Gretchen Carlson, who chairs the Miss America Board of Directors, and the pageant's CEO, Regina Hopper. When they weren't criticizing her clothes or accidentally calling her Kira instead of Kara, in front of contestants, pageant honchos, they were one-upping her in front of the cameras, Munn said. So she's Miss America, and she's now made it her platform to attack the Miss America pageant.
Good for her.
Go, 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 Kara.
Kara.
Or is it Kira?
Kara.
I think it's Kara. Gina, you might know the why of this.
The why?
Colorado man who cops say confessed to killing his wife and daughters is now mounting a vigorous defense, including filing court papers demanding his legal team conduct its own DNA tests on the bodies of his murdered girls. I think I know why, but I'm going to let you talk about it. The request by accused dad Chris Watts, public defender, suggests that the two young victims, daughters Belle and Celeste, had been strangled. In the papers, defense lawyers James Merson unsuccessfully asked the judge to require swabs be taken so that they could be tested for DNA by a forensic expert for the defense.
Well, when you first said that, my thought was, well, maybe he thinks the girls aren't his. But if you're swabbing the neck, that would tell me that he's going to claim somebody else did it.
Looking for someone else's DNA.
Or that he did the mother. The mother did it.
Here's what I think he's going to say.
Yeah.
That the mother strangled them. He walked in and saw this and could not restrain himself and murdered her.
Which I ain't buying, but
I can't remember the name of the case, but Ron Yengich defended it here in Salt Lake, Castanis, the Castanis case, where he said they charged him with murdering his family, his wife and his kids, and he said, I walked in and they were all dead. I didn't do any of it. And Ron Yengich was able to prove that the mother had done it and then offed herself. So that maybe this is the direction.
Yeah, but my guess is he didn't go on TV and say, "I just don't know where my family is. I wish my family would come home."
That's
Which
right.
He did for 2 or 3 days.
He did do that, didn't
Right.
he?
Well, you know, I think if he's not gonna say I didn't kill her. I killed her, but let's not pin the whole thing on me. The murder and mayhem. I don't remember we talked about this story, but there are details here. A man has been formally charged with 2 counts of aggravated murder after a shooting that occurred in West Valley City last month. Kennedy Grant Lund of West Valley, he's only 23, charged with 2 counts of criminal aggravated homicide and first-degree felonies. He apparently shot and killed, or allegedly shot and killed, 2 people in his backyard. Chastity Gerber and Martin Barron outside of a trailer on the property so he lived in a trailer on some property, and the prosecution claims he shot 2 people in his yard. Charging documents say that when police arrived on the scene, they found a woman holding an AR-15 type rifle. They said the woman dropped the rifle immediately when contacted and directed police to a home where Lund was in the basement naked. Police say they spoke with a relative of Lund's who lived across the street, said he had come home, and at that time, a naked Kennedy came running across the street with an AR-15 rifle in his hand. Mr. Lund handed it over and then went down into the basement, and anyway, so now they've determined that a bizarre story, shooting 2 people in your yard.
That is weird.
Yeah. Let's see, Salt Lake. No, we won't do that. So. There's too many depressing stories.
Find something not
let's
so
move on to
depressing.
something that's not quite so depressing. This is sort of depressing, but kind of interesting. I know the story I should do. I've had it here for a couple of minutes, and I keep forgetting about it. It's an article that in the Washington Post about what is America? What does the average American look like? America is the most diverse country in the world. Diverse racially and ethnically. It is diverse geographically and economically. Across the 2,680 miles of the lower 48 states are hundreds of millions of people living in every imaginable type of home, holding nearly every conceivable political opinion. So what does the average American look like? Because there's all this diversity, but if you can boil it down, what does the average American look like? It said they dipped into the Census Bureau data and recent polling to get a sense of what the average American looks like, where he or she lives, and what he or she believes in. And first of all, the average American is a she.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's more women.
The average American woman, 50.8% of Americans are women. The average American is white, not Hispanic. 60.7% of Americans fit that description. But then they researchers started a stumbling block. This is once you start going down branches of the population, the majorities shift. And they shift dramatically. So, but basically, the average American is a 52-year-old woman with a bachelor's degree who works in education and health services and earns $889.62 a week, lives in a city, and is politically independent, although tends to vote Democratic.
Okay.
I think it's amazing. She's married and lives with her spouse, lives in a house that she owns or rents.
Is her name Carol?
She may be an evangelical Baptist.
Her name's Carol.
I think, no, if she's a Baptist, it's Janine.
Janine.
Janine! and she disapproves of Donald Trump's performance as president.
Well, I hope Janine is voting this year.
Yeah, get out of your house, whatever your house is, and.
But she believes that Trump has strengthened the economy, which is not true. Yeah. So anyway, there are a bunch more statistics about Janine here.
All right. Weather, traffic,
Oh,
sports, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, so the weather, it's going to be hot, cloudy and breezy with a chance of thunderstorms later, but we're in the upper 90s again today. Traffic, so later today, and you haven't mentioned this in the news yet, Bill, maybe you will in the next one, but they're having the funeral for that firefighter from Draper.
Is it at the Maverick Center?
It's at the Maverick Center, so the funeral's at 11. And then around 1 o'clock, there's going to be a funeral procession that goes from the Maverick Center, and they're going all the way down to Utah County. It's called to East Lawn Memorial Hills, and they're going to go on I-15. They're going to shut down I-15 for a little bit as the procession goes.
Oh,
they're not going to keep the whole thing closed the whole time, but just might want to avoid I-15 southbound around 1 o'clock for that funeral procession.
All right.
That's traffic.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3. Drywall can hide sexism, but can it erase it? A Texas school district has removed a quote that was painted above the lockers at a middle and elementary school.
Oh, I'm glad you did this.
The quote, can I continue?
Yeah.
The quote sparked criticism online from many, calling it discriminatory and sexist. The quote on the wall in big, vinyl letters that are stuck on there says, "The more you act like a lady, the more he'll act like a gentleman."
Oh, boy.
It was tweeted, but somebody took a picture of it and tweeted it. The Texas school district that this school is in, it's Gregory Lincoln Middle School, removed the quote that was painted above the lockers. Says the quote was found in the Gregory Lincoln Middle School in Houston. The quote is commonly attributed to, do you know whom? Did you read who it's attributed to? Sydney Biddle Barrows.
The Mayflower Madam?
Yes, the controversial businesswoman known as the Mayflower Madam.
Oh.
Barrows was convicted of promoting prostitution in 1985 after being accused of running an escort service. Hours after the woman who tweeted this picture out gained attention, the school removed the quote. Please be advised that the quote on the wall of Gregory Lincoln Education Center has been removed overnight. The wall decal letters were taken down. The wall was floated out, and a new slab of drywall was installed and painted. We're sorry. We're sorry. It's been erased.
How did it even get there to begin with?
Nobody's talking. Jeez. Nobody's saying who put it up there and why. But it was done, with at least the principal's knowledge. And
somebody had to approve it.
And, So, boner candidate number 3. Drywall can hide sexism, but can it ultimately remove it?
All right, so let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Young man, you don't seem gay enough to us. Gay Afghan teenager denied asylum in Austria because the immigration authorities in Austria said he doesn't fit the stereotypes. He doesn't walk like a gay guy. He doesn't dress like a gay guy. He doesn't have a little a chihuahua that he holds in his, every stereotype they could come up with to deny him asylum. Boner candidate number 2, because I'm a jerk. Cops are looking for the jerk who cut brakes on rental bikes. Why did he do it? Because he's a jerk. And boner candidate number 3, drywall can hide sexism, but can it remove it?
All right, there you go. Those are the 3 candidates for round 1 of your boner voting. You've got to decide of these 3, which one is the worst. Which one deserves to go forward to Boner Fight and get the 50-50 chance of becoming Boner of the Day? 1, 2, or 3. Now, see, it won't become Boner of the Day here. It has to go to Boner Fight and defeat the winner of round 2. Yeah, 3 more candidates. We'll do that at 8:20. And we'll take both winners. That's Boner Fight, 9:20. Easy. So 1, 2, or 3, remember your candidate numbers. Put that number in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Or you can go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Voting August 20 and vote there. Hurry, though. You only got 4.5 minutes. Let's go.
I have a 7-year-old, so
exactly.
Who's starting competition soccer.
Say goodbye to the rest of your weekends for the rest of your life.
That's what I'm saying. It all starts tomorrow. They have a tournament tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
They have a game at 11. No, they have a game at 2. They have a game at 7.
Mm-hmm.
Friday they have a game at 11, and we're going to be up at Snowbird. So somehow I have to get from Snowbird to. This is going to be. This is my life now.
I would suggest using your car. I think you would use your car.
Let me ask you a question. Was it his idea to play soccer?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay. Because that's when you need to have the talk with him and say, look, okay, I understand you want to play soccer, but guess what? Mommy is saying goodbye to her weekends now because of this.
It's a huge commitment. It's expensive.
Here's what you do.
And it's a huge commitment.
I'm sure if you search around, you know how you have found a person to do almost everything for you. Rather than clean up the dog crap in your yard, you have found a person who will do that for you. Rather than deal with the lice problem yourself, you found the lice lady. Yeah. I'll bet you anything there is a person out there who will go to the soccer games for you.
But I like to go to.
Then quit bitching about it.
No, I'm just saying it begins, and Carrie's absolutely right.
Yeah.
It is.
This isn't just you playing soccer here. You need to know this, kid. This is about me taking you, transporting you, and the other two,
And it starts small when, they're 7, but pretty soon it's out-of-state tournaments.
Yeah.
Multiple times a year.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge...
Which is really kind of ridiculous if you think about it. Out-of-state tournaments, really?
Yep.
For 7-year-olds. Yeah.
Exactly.
Here's how people catch the bird flu. By close contact with birds or bird droppings. Some people have caught bird flu by cleaning or pluck. Did you pluck any birds
I
while
didn't
you were on
pluck
vacation?
anything.
There was no plucking going on in the
No.
trailer? I guess it is kind of close quarters, the kids can hear.
There's no plucking in the trailer.
Mom, what are you doing?
I'm plucking a chicken.
Your dad and I are plucking a chicken.
Plucking that chicken. Isn't that what they said?
Yeah,
Keep plucking
we're-
that chicken.
It is also possible that some people were infected after swimming or bathing in water contaminated with the droppings of infected birds, and some. Here it is. You've handled a fighting cock.
That's it.
was it.
That's what.
That's
that was
it.
You handled a
I
fighting
have
cock.
to admit, I've handled a fighting.
You had handled a fighting cock. There have been a few cases where one infected person caught the bird flu virus from another person, but it never has happened. It does not happen by eating infected animals.
But I knew it was living amongst. It's not the mosquito bite, but
No.
it's living amongst them. That,
And it happens a lot in Egypt.
Our attorney,
does.
our attorney Ed Brass says sounds like your DNA dad is Marty Feldman because of your eye drooping and oozing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got another person who is saying, out-of-state tournaments. This is Gina's way of telling you that she'll be taking time off.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Not yet.
This is her way of telling us
This one
now.
is just here.
And then it'll get announced on a Thursday. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'll be gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
And then she'll say, I told you that this would happen.
because her husband can't possibly take the time off to go to the out-of-state tournament.
No.
But you can. Because this job isn't.
He
as
has a real
important.
job.
Yeah, this isn't.
This isn't a real job.
No, not to you. It isn't. And certainly the way we treat
Why
you.
should it be?
No.
We're going to create a rent-a-mom business. I think this is a great idea
Yeah.
here.
Oh, and on Twitter. Follow us at Radio from Hell.
I wonder how they Foley the squid sound. I wonder what that is. Yeah, I wonder how they.
Carrie's doing it right
It
now.
could be that, but it sounds more. It could be.
You know,
somebody
once you
doing it,
do it into a microphone, and you take the tape and you
Yeah.
process it. You take the sound and you process
yeah.
it. And,
Yeah,
you
it
know,
probably is somebody doing it with their mouth. I love it.
it's cheaper and easier that way.
Yep.
Time to award round one of your boner voting.
And round one of the boner voting is brought to you in part by pizza.
What kind of pizza?
I don't remember.
You don't
Though
remember?
I had a slice of Hawaiian pizza.
Oh,
I don't. I'm not. I like pizza okay, but it's not memorable food to me as a general rule.
Oh, you haven't had good pizza.
It's been a while.
And got a case of the Mondays? Gracie's has the perfect cure with live Monday night jazz sessions featuring David Halliday and the Jazz Vespers Quartet from 7 to 10, adults only.
So, boner candidate number one, young man, you don't seem gay enough to us. Austrian authorities, immigration authorities, saying to a young Afghan man, 18 years old, he wants asylum in Austria because he says, I'm gay, and if I go back to Austria, to Afghanistan, I will face discrimination. It's very, they are really not kind in Afghanistan. And the Austrian authorities said, you don't fit the profile of a gay person. You don't have a colorful clothing. You don't seem very sociable like gay people. You don't walk like a gay person. They really said all that stuff.
Your apartment isn't finally appointed.
That's right. You don't wear H&M clothing.
You don't listen to Lady Gaga.
So boner candidate number 2, because I'm a jerk, cops are looking for someone who for some reason is cutting the brakes on rental bikes. What reason could it possibly be? Because he's a jerk.
Yep.
And boner candidate number 3, drywall can hide sexism, but can it remove it completely? Probably not. That was the, what does it say? If you want to, we'll get the exact quote, act like a lady and he'll act like a gentleman. The more you act like a lady, the more he'll act like a gentleman. The school district drywalled it over. Shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Nope.
Devin won a Gracie's gift card, and the winner of the voting, it was pretty evenly spread, but ultimately boner candidate number 1, young man, you don't seem gay enough to us.
That's the winner.
Yeah.
There's your winner of round 1. And it now goes to Boner Dome. It will there wait for the winner of round 2 to arrive. Round 2 will be decided by you at 8:20 with 3 new candidates. Then both candidates will head to the Boner Dome. Boner fight at 9:20. That's when you decide boner of the day.
So I'm excited.
Are you going? You
I
are.
am. How often do I go to a concert on a Monday night? Like never. But and if it were any one of these bands, I might go, well, but all 3,
Yeah.
Stone Temple Pilots, Bush, and The Cult, all tonight at USANA. Now, we've been given a special prize. It's tickets to the show. This is for 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
Meet and greet with all 3 bands.
Okay.
And sitting on stage for each set, the first 3 songs.
I wonder if the meet and greet, if it's like an individual meet and greet with each band, or if like Bush and Cult and Stone Temple Pilots, one of them from each band will be there.
Well,
or maybe they'll all be there.
I don't know.
You don't know?
But we didn't want to just give these away to a random caller. I want to make sure it's somebody that's...
Although you do need to be a caller,
Yeah.
877-602-9696. You have to be able to go to the show tonight. Please, this is a big prize. Don't win it and then not use it.
And you have to be able to come. I think you have to pick up your prize here, don't you?
Oh, I don't
Do we know that?
know. Maybe it's a list.
We're not sure about that.
I
but-
can't see your face. The thing, I can't see your face.
Do they have to come here and
He's-
pick up the
he's-
prize?
no.
He doesn't know.
No.
They don't have to
They
come
don't.
here.
Okay.
Now, as Gina said, we want this to be a really big fan. So you've devised a trivia question about each band, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what are they?
Well, I'm not... have to get a person on the line.
Oh, we're not going to just let them.
Oh, I thought you were going to ask the questions and then have them
Yeah,
call
that's
in.
what I thought too.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
But
I
you
can
want to
do
get
that.
some?
Well, we can do it your
I
way.
can do that.
If you want to get somebody on the line, and
It's your contest. We can do it your way.
I thought because you don't want them Googling things.
Oh, okay.
That's not a fan.
all right,
All right.
877-602-9696. We'll put somebody live on the air and see if they can answer the questions. And we may be here all morning. So it's my thought. If they don't get answered right away, we'll move it to the producer's booth like we could have done.
It's fine.
What's what
And
you
I
want to
wanted
do?
to win this prize, but I was told because I'm an employee.
Now, Kevin will go first.
Okay.
Skylar and Chad wait
Hang on.
because Kevin may blow it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll only do those 3 calls, let's say. And if none of them get it, then we'll go push it to the producer's
Okay.
booth, right?
All right.
Okay.
Kevin,
Here he is.
I'm here.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi there.
Okay.
you ready for your questions, Kevin?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay. This is finish the lyric. Okay.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
It's not going to be
No,
good.
no.
All right.
I'm confident.
You can do this, Kevin.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Okay, are you ready? I'll even
ready.
tell you what band it is. Okay,
Wow.
this is a cult song.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
Wildflower, I love you every...
I love you every hour.
Good. Number 2.
Okay, this one should be easy because we're playing it right now. Bush, I've got a machine head. It's better than...
The rest.
Good.
Okay, here's the last one.
Okay? You're doing great, Kevin.
Stone Temple Pilots. When the dogs begin to. Well, don't. When the dogs begin to.
That's not going to help.
Yeah, well.
I was going to say that doesn't help.
When
the dogs
begin to.
Huh? Google faster.
Just say something, Kevin. You got to say it now.
When
Say
the
it.
dogs begin to.
Kevin, we're going to hang up unless you say it right now.
When the dogs begin to
Okay, no.
bark.
No, okay. Did you say fart?
Bark.
Oh, okay.
So now we'll go to.
So we'll go to Skylar next.
Now he doesn't have to answer the first two questions.
So Kevin did all the hard lifting for him. See, this is another reason why we probably should have done
That's
it off the
okay.
air. But go ahead,
Skylar.
Skylar is here.
When the dogs begin to smell her.
Yeah. When the dogs begin to smell her.
Okay, I'll give Skylar.
Which is a terrible lyric.
I'll give Skylar a bonus question.
Okay.
Why? He won.
Or did he?
Yeah, he won.
he won.
Okay,
All right.
you won.
What-
Skylar, you win.
Why would you have a bonus question?
I don't know.
What
Because
will
you made me feel like I
what-
wasn't making Skylar do
What
enough.
will you do? Meet him at the show and kiss him if he gets the bonus question?
No.
All right, you won, Skylar, but let's have a bonus question.
Go ahead.
Who's the best-looking person that will be there on stage tonight?
Robert Plant? Oh, he's not there, is he?
This Gavin Rossdale is.
Definitely Gavin Rossdale.
That's it.
All right,
Okay.
thank
All
you,
right,
Skylar.
thanks.
Hang on the line. We'll get your information, and you win. Sorry, Chad.
You mean the guy who cheated on his wife, Gavin
Well,
Rossdale,
yeah.
with the
I didn't.
nanny?
I didn't say he was a good person.
Who made the nanny
I said he's
dress
a good,
like his wife
good-looking person.
and use her perfume because she wasn't home enough.
She's a working woman.
That Gwen was not home enough. That's a problem.
All right.
You really are going to the show.
Yes.
So
It's
Is that
it's-
tonight?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Joe's birthday is this week. My husband's birthday.
and he
is this
doesn't
week.
like any of those bands.
No, he loves the Cult.
Oh, okay.
And
So
and
that's the one I'd really want to
yeah,
see. Is the
he
Cult.
loves the Cult, and he really wanted to go. And I said, let's
Let's
make that happen.
Okay. So he can still get up at his regular time tomorrow, and he'll feel pretty good.
Yeah,
And you won't. You know.
it's fun having the bell.
I shouldn't have given you the
No,
bell.
There, I'll give.
Because she was conducting the contest. I'm not going to relinquish the bell.
She did that well, though. I
Hey,
think she
yeah.
did that very well with the bell. I like that.
When
I
the
probably would have
dogs
screwed it up.
had
What do I? Huh?
they told about it, to find it.
That, Gina, you're making me like that band even less.
Let's see. So, the funeral today at the Maverick Center for Battalion Chief Matt Burchett, that starts at 11. We'll go until about 1 o'clock. At 1 o'clock, there's going to be a funeral procession from I-215, and then it'll switch to I-15 southbound, going all the way down to Utah County to East Lawn, Memorial Hills. I would just avoid southbound I-15, from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. They're not going to shut down the whole freeway for the whole time, but it's probably best if you avoid that. That's traffic.
All right, thank you. Bill Frost is going to be here to talk about what's on TV this week after these.
An all-day music. Oh, you know who I am.
Radio from Hell on X96.
Sponsor, Gina?
Oh, it probably is. Let's see.
Chief.
Yeah,
Maybe we
I
ought to
know.
find out.
I got it.
You know, let's look around, see if we can find it.
Rocky Mountain Power. Everything they create is to power your greatness. So keep going and know that they're here for you. Learn more at poweringgreatness.com.
Here he is, Mr. Bill Frost. He is the fine writer of television and media and digital stuff for Slug magazine.
Yeah.
And is there a new one out right now? or
Not
is it-
yet. No,
Okay.
there's got a couple weeks yet.
Slug is a monthly.
Yes.
There's, at the Utah Museum of Contemporary Art, UMOCA, there is I haven't been over to see it, but there's a retrospective
Yeah, I
of Slug.
heard about that, yeah.
And they have every cover of Slug magazine.
Really?
Yeah. And I think I think I remember when I talked to Angela on the Let's Go Eat show, at the Let's Go Eat show or the letsgoeatshow.com, when I interviewed her she's the publisher of Slug. She said she had them all except for maybe one or two.
There, I believe it's the second issue.
It's the second issue.
No one can find a copy of the second issue.
Yeah. But it's an amazing number of magazine covers. So that's over by the Salt Palace, UMOCA, the Utah Museum of Contemporary Art.
I may stroll over and take a look at that.
Yeah, I think
that's
just
interesting.
down the street. So Bill is here. He's also the TV Tan podcast host with Tommy Milagro.
Yeah.
And also a fine guitar player with Magda Vega.
Yeah.
Do you ever sing with Magda Vega?
They yell a little bit.
T-oo-oos.
Back up yelling. Be more like it, yeah.
Find all of that stuff at?
BillFrost.tv.
Okay.
It's another slow week here. But the thing is, it's been such a slow couple weeks. I still missed one last week that I wanted. People have said, why don't you talk about this one? It debuted on Netflix on Friday, Disenchantment.
Oh, yes.
Matt Groening.
Matt Groening's new...
But now I've seen the whole thing.
You've seen all of it?
I've seen all 10 episodes. Voices include like Abby Jacobson from Broad City, Eric Andre, Nate Faxon. Billy West is in here somewhere.
Well, Billy West is always in there. Things.
But it's Matt Groening. So I remember the first couple of seasons of Futurama coming out of the gate pretty well. Almost fully realized.
Yeah.
Simpsons, not so much. But it's been a while, been that long since Matt Groening has done anything. And any new series. Disenchantment feels like a first draft that they didn't. We'll come back and punch it up later.
You're not the first person that I've heard say that.
Did they rush it?
Well, I read a review of it that says they seem to like it. The reviewer had only seen 7 of them.
Yeah, it's some funny stuff.
Yeah, but it seems like they wanted to pack more jokes into it, but they decided not to because it's episodic. They wanted to tell the story.
Yeah, the story is. It goes nowhere fast. The story, really.
So they could have just packed the jokes into it.
Yeah, they definitely should have. Yeah, I think it's worth checking out if you're a Matt Groening fan. And I think the best part of it is Eric Andre as a tiny black demon. Also, tonight, the 2018 MTV Video Music Awards.
Nobody cares.
Featuring a lot of people you probably don't know. Somebody must care.
They're going to do a tribute to Aretha Franklin.
Oh, see, there'd be a reason to tune in.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're giving J-Lo a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Well,
the reason to tune in.
lifetime achievement.
I get. Well, you're
She's
right.
not near
Gary.
death.
Well, maybe she'll stop doing stuff.
What do you mean
she's?
That's when you get a lifetime achievement award.
Have a lifetime and be like, on the edge.
Usually, like at the Academy Awards, when they give the Irving Thalberg Award or whatever it is for lifetime achievement, it's some doddering old person that they bring out and give the award to.
Think about how long she's been around.
Oh yeah,
very long time.
I'm just hoping if they give it to her, she says, "Well,
time to retire."
stop.
I'm
Yeah.
just offended because we're the same age.
Aw.
Where's my lifetime
How
achievement
about a lifetime
award?
unachievement award?
In local broadcasting. Yeah. Coming up on Wednesday, if you have DirecTV and the Audience Network, season 2 of Mr. Mercedes.
I saw that. I watched the first season of it.
I thought that would be it. Apparently, there's more to the story.
Well, it's a trilogy of books. It's
Yeah.
a lot of-
It's it was good.
Look at her with the knowledge.
Well, I read them all.
She's a book reader, Carrie.
I know.
Starring Brendan Gleeson from Harry Potter.
He is great.
Yeah.
And the villain is, I can't think of the actor's name. You've seen him. They're both really good. I like it.
If you have the DirecTV.
Yeah.
Of course, if you have the DirecTV, you're probably missing a few channels at the moment.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Yeah.
I have DirecTV.
You know how it is.
Oh,
It's
Channel 5,
Fee dispute,
right?
yeah.
Oh,
Locally.
I didn't know that.
Fee dispute with Channel 5.
Because I don't watch local TV that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got no KSL, therefore you have no NBC.
Way to go.
Yeah. Coming up on Thursday on Crackle.
What? Oh, that's right. I tried to watch Crackle.
Yeah,
Didn't
Crackle,
go.
the app is problematic. It's that orange one you probably have in your system somewhere and go, what the hell's Crackle? Well, it's a Sony thing. That's where Jerry Seinfeld's Comedians and Cars Getting Coffee started before it went to Netflix. New series seems like something that should be on Adult Swim. Rob Riggle's Ski Master Academy.
Oh, I'm in.
Okay.
God.
Where Rob Riggle teaches you how to jet ski.
Okay.
It's
Well, he's a true man.
Yeah, it's not a reality show though. It's a scripted comedy, and it's got a lot of guest stars, people like Cheech Marin, Paul Scheer, pretty much the usual
I was going to
suspects.
say, if Rob Riggle's there, Paul Scheer will follow.
Yeah, all that whole troupe of people.
Yeah.
They're all involved in this.
They're all very funny, though.
And the only downside is that it's on Crackle.
It's on Crackle. That's the problem.
You got to.
I would watch the hell out of it if it was not on Crackle.
Yeah, well, you might want to give it a shot. Sometimes it works.
Yeah.
You push the button really hard. It makes it work.
Crackle.
Makes it work better. Yeah. And that's pretty much it for new stuff this week. Yeah. We're at the end of summertime. We're almost into fall. I've seen a couple of new shows, and one of the new ones I did see is Mayans MC, the new one from Kurt Sutter.
What's it called? Oh, the
Sons of
motorcycle.
Anarchy spinoff. Yeah.
I'm not going to go there.
It's pretty good. If you were a fan of Sons of Anarchy,
I was a begrudging fan. I hated myself for following that show.
You watched the whole thing?
I did.
It went a little over the top. Okay, a lot over the top.
Yeah.
Well, completely over the top at the end.
Well, Ron Perlman was in it. It had to go over the top.
Oh yeah, but the new Mayans MC is basically Latino Sons of Anarchy. There's a few familiar faces that pop up here and there from Sons of Anarchy.
Right. The Mayan motorcycle gang was involved in Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah. So you see
a fair amount.
See a couple of familiar faces. This happens in the time after Sons of Anarchy. It's not a prequel or anything.
Whoever the guy who was the head of the Mayan gang, whatever that actor's name is, he was really good.
He's there. He's in there now.
All right. Anything else?
No.
Did I miss Fear the Walking Dead? Is
It has started again.
Okay.
Yes. We got a second episode last night.
Okay, yeah, I'm behind.
I'm off the air. I want to find out. I think I missed something in Fear the Walking Dead, but if we talk about it, it'll probably be a spoiler. So I don't want to do it. So.
Well, here's what I'm learning about the way people watch TV now and the whole spoiler thing. Is that we could talk about a show that had a season finale a year ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if we talk about it on the air, there's always going to be somebody who, hey, I haven't got to that yet. Well, I think that we give you 6 months.
That's what I was going to say. We need a
that long.
And even that's generous.
I think
maybe
so.
maybe even less. I don't know. It's up to you. It's
Well, you're the TV guy, Bill. How much time
What do
should
you
we
think?
give?
6 months sounds pretty good to me.
Is that right? 6 months?
That seems very all right.
I would probably go no longer than a year.
Exactly.
Because then you forget.
Because it's on you. You chose not to watch that show right away.
You're not watching hard enough. Therefore.
Exactly. You're not watching hard enough.
But with shows like Sons of Anarchy that I just kind of consume mindlessly,
which is the way to do it.
Yeah, I have to say, you said the season finale was way over the top. I'm going, oh wait a minute, I don't really remember what it was anymore, and it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, only a couple of years.
Yeah, and I don't remember the season finale.
That's okay.
All right.
You have to tell me off.
Thank you, Bill Frost.
Crash northbound I-15 at milepost 269. That's the University Parkway exit in Orem. It's off to the right shoulder. Crash eastbound 114 South State Street in Sandy. Left lane is closed there. Let's see. That's about it for that. But just want to remind you, coming up between about 1 and 2 p.m. this afternoon, there will be a funeral procession for Battalion Chief Matt Burchett. The funeral's at the Maverick Center starting at 11, and then between 1 and 2, I-215, and then moving into I-15 South, going all the way down into Utah County, there will be a funeral procession. So avoid that area southbound if you can. That's traffic. If you've been hurt in a car accident, call Benson & Benson. You deserve lawyers with experience that will fight hard to get you the money you deserve. Benson & Benson, 801-889-1644.
Boners round 2 coming up.
Oh, yes. Let me get your candidates for you. I have them right there on this somewhere. I know. Oh, wait. Here, I know where they are. Boner candidate number 1. I've been wearing these all day. Boner candidate number 2. He's a family man, Your Honor. And boner candidate number 3. If you want him back, he's in the Ganges.
All right, round 2 of your boner voting and big boy news and opinioendo next.
You better get your ass to the X96 toy.
a part of the Radio from Hell show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, remember that information. You're going to need it here in about 15 or 20 minutes when you vote for round 2 of your boners. 3 new stories now, examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You'll decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to Boner Fight and get the chance to become Boner of the Day. If it wins here, it has to defeat the winner of round 1's voting that we did last hour. You missed that. But we'll throw both winners into the Boner Dome at 9:20. That's when you decide Boner of the Day. It's just a beating sometimes.
It's amazing.
2 candidates now, third after the news. And once you've heard all 3 you'll votes, one of you lucky random Boner voters will receive
a gift certificate to go see a movie and our friends at Broovies.
Okay. It sounded like you were going to say something
I thought you had more.
At Broovies. And this is Boner candidate number 1. I've been wearing these all day. A bizarre a video clip uncovered by the Sunday Mirror in Great Britain shows a British Airways hostess holding her tights and her shoes and whispering, "I wish you could smell this." She continues the show with a bizarre striptease telling the viewer, "Don't look at how rough I look after the flight." She continues, "So you want me to smell my shoes and my tights? These that I've been wearing all day with no knickers, just for you?" It is thought that the woman may have been using the video as a means of selling her airline-issued tights, an increasingly common practice among cabin staff on British Airways, selling their used tights.
That's common?
Apparently, it says an increasingly common practice among cabin, that is, the airline staff. Many staffers sell their garments for as little as £10 on an auction site on eBay. Regardless, it is understood the woman had been grounded by the airline while officials investigate. She does a little striptease. She holds up her shoes and her tights. There are people who are saying that she did this to show the horrible working conditions that the hostesses on British Airways have. But, yeah. Boner candidate number 1, I've been wearing these all day. Boner candidate number 2, he's a family man, Your Honor. A former Houston doctor, former because he's now been stripped of his medical license, convicted of sexually assaulting a patient while she was tethered to machines and receiving treatment for asthma, won't serve any prison time at all.
Why
and
not?
Instead will serve 10 years probation. The punishment has surprised defense attorneys, disappointed law enforcement, and raised concerns from a victims advocacy group, the Houston Chronicle reports. The victim said through her former attorney that she had no comment and wanted to put this all behind her. Dr. Shakif Sheikh was sentenced on Friday, a day after a jury of 5 women and 7 men found him guilty. He acknowledged at trial that he had sexual contact with the woman during the night shift at Ben Taub Hospital in 2013. He said it was consensual. Prosecutor said the woman was weak, sore, and medicated following several acute asthma episodes. The victim testified that the doctor came to her in the dark, began touching her during an exam. She tried to summon a nurse, but the little bell that you can call the nurse had been unplugged, and she said the doctor returned twice more and sexually assaulted her on both occasions while she was pretty much helpless in the hospital. So why no prison time? Well, his defense attorney said he has a wife and children and no prior crimes. He's a family man, Your Honor.
What?
Well.
That worked?
Yes.
Amazing.
I guess I'm surprised.
Yes. That's Boner candidate number 2. He's a family man, Your Honor. Oh, well then. Coming up in a moment, Boner candidate number 3. If you want him back, he's in the Ganges.
All right. Boner candidate number 3 for round two coming up after.
What are you doing? We're going to do the news here. What's
Just
going on?
really quickly.
This is Dylan Allred.
On behalf of the producers booth and the Dylan Allred Foundation, we'd like to honor Gina Barberi for a Lifetime Achievement Award for her work in bad traffic and weather reporting.
It's a lifetime achievement.
Yeah, here you go.
She's got a trophy even.
There, that's harsh, for you. So you can
take that, J-Lo.
So Gina finally gets a
I
lifetime.
get the appreciation that I so richly deserve.
You sure do.
So if you want to continue your career, you can, or if you want to,
I can retire right
wrap
now.
it all up now that you've got your award.
I mean,
you
I don't
can
know
make
where
that choice.
I don't know where to go from here.
I could tell you. There's the door. Start there.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Gina.
Oh, thank you.
Now, see, I don't know where to go from here is not much of an acceptance speech. I had hoped that you would have thanked us in your, I want to thank my family. I want to thank my radio partners and all of that. But no.
And God.
And
God.
God first.
Yes.
But no, you just say, I don't know where to go from here.
Your attorney? You didn't thank Ed Brass?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so we'll vote for Boner candidate number 3 for round 2 after this big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by.
Spend your Labor Day weekend at the Soldier Hollow Sheepdog Classic from August 31st through September 3rd. Watch world-class sheepdogs work as they compete to be top dog and so much more. Tickets and more information at soldierhollowclassic.com.
There's sheepdogs right now. I can hear them. Let's see. Asia Argento. She was Anthony Bourdain's girlfriend, I guess, at the time of his death. She's the daughter of a famous Italian horror director, Dario Argento. She was one of the first people in the hashtag Me Too movement. She came out and said that Harvey Weinstein had raped her when she was younger. Well, she's now been it's charged that she paid off someone that she sexually assaulted.
Now, this is, I only read the headline. I don't know any of the details about this.
The claim dates back to when a young man, he was 17 at the time, he's 22 now, Jimmy Bennett. He claims that she sexually assaulted him in her California hotel room. Both of them, Argento and this young man Bennett, appeared in a film called The Heart is Deceitful Above All Things. It was a very big hit. You remember it, I'm sure. They played mother and son in the movie.
Okay.
Argento became one of the leading figures in the hashtag Me Too movement, as I said. Shortly after those revelations broke in October of last year, when she went public and said Harvey Weinstein raped me, Mr. Bennett's lawyers sent a notice of intent to sue Richard Hofstetter, who was a lawyer for Anthony Bourdain, who was also representing Ms. Argento at the time.
Okay.
The claim alleges the incident hindered the actor's mental health plus his work and income. The initial demand sought $3.5 million in damages. They said so. The Bennett, they contacted the lawyer and said, "We want $3.5 million." I guess there were some talks about this and negotiations, and they didn't go to any kind of a trial, and they gave Mr. Bennett $380,000. Said, "We settled for that," and apparently he said yes. Bennett, through his lawyer, did not want to respond immediately to this report when contacted by the website Mashable. Argento's lawyer and agent were also contacted, but no comment from them. And this is a report that apparently has leaked out somehow, because both of them were supposed to be quiet about it.
But Asia Argento paid him.
Apparently she did pay the money, $380,000 after. He wanted $3.5 million. So, opponents of the medical cannabis ballot here in Utah have met with Governor Herbert with a big agenda. They were organizing against Proposition 2 and raising money. They wanted the governor to direct state agencies to vocally oppose the initiative and give access to the donors list, according to an email shared with Fox 13, and to possibly call a special session to shut the initiative down. To just say, okay, you got the signatures, but, tough. We're not going to do it. We're just going to say you can't put it on the ballot.
They've jumped through all the hoops you've asked them to jump through to get this on the ballot, and you still are trying to stop it.
And Governor Herbert said, nope. No, I won't.
Good.
Really?
He made it clear to the coalition that while he remains opposed to it, he said, now don't get me wrong, I don't want to get how did he put it? Don't want to go.
But I'm not interested in having Dr. Feelgood out there say, que pasa, here's your doobie for the day, and you'll feel better.
Yeah. He's opposed to particularly Dr. Feelgood because everybody knows that guy is shady and apparently, according to the governor, Hispanic. I don't know where he gets that idea.
Yeah.
But he says, I'm opposed to the initiative. It conflicts with federal law. He says that's the reason he's opposed to it.
That's the reason?
Yeah. And I mean, that's a valid point, that it conflicts with federal law.
For now.
But he says he has no plans to call a special session to try and preempt the initiative. Herbert spokesman Paul Edwards said in a statement to Fox 13. He also made it clear that state agencies have been directed to take a neutral position on it. So, in other words...
Just let it happen?
No. People in the health department, for instance, people in law enforcement, should not be speaking out in favor of or against it.
Okay.
So he's saying, my government, and I mean, he's in charge of all of that. You guys all work for me. I want you to be neutral. When asked about it, say it's up to the voters.
Yeah, lock up the women and children.
That's pretty straight shooting from Governor Herbert. I like that.
You must all be Republicans.
Yeah, well, no.
I'm surprised you had to think about it for a second.
I was thinking, I like Gary, so I was thinking maybe I'd go to a couple of meetings, but no. I like Gary fine, but he can have his party and I'll have mine. I don't care. Let's see. University of Utah has had to release a statement about David Cross. Did you see this?
I was wondering what...
A little bit.
Comedian David Cross, Tobias on Arrested Development. I did an interview with him on the phone some time ago about him coming here to Kingsbury Hall to perform, and I don't know if that interview played or not. It was while we were out of town.
It was while we were in Chicago.
Did it play?
It did play.
Okay.
Yes.
He posted a flyer on his Twitter page, David Cross did, which was photoshopped to make it appear as though he were wearing LDS garments that the members of the LDS Church consider to be sacred. On Sunday, the University of Utah released a statement from President Ruth V. Watkins regarding David Cross's tweet. And he did it as a joke, being funny. You can see it at x96.com/live right now, the picture. I believe this is the flyer in question. He did it to be funny, to promote his show. The University of Utah condemns bigotry and religious intolerance in any form. The offensive use of sacred religious imagery in a tweet by David Cross promoting his performance at Kingsbury Hall was in opposition to the university's values of respect and inclusivity. The use of the imagery was deeply offensive. At the same time, the First Amendment protects such speech, and the university cannot and will not censor content of those coming to campus. We acknowledge the free speech rights of individuals and entities who rent university facilities, even those with whom we disagree. By doing so, we protect the free speech rights of all. The university also stressed that the performance in question is being produced through an outside promoter renting Kingsbury Hall. It's not affiliated with the University of Utah. The university rents a lot of facilities to other groups. Many Twitter users spoke up in opposition to David Cross, some calling for the university to cancel his show, which is scheduled for Wednesday. But the university has said, obviously, no. And again, we don't agree with David Cross, what he said, but or what he did, but he has the right to make the comment that he did or to post the flyer that he did.
And people will vote with their not buying tickets.
Or buying tickets.
Or buying.
I think it's sold. I think it's probably sold out.
No,
or
it's
close
not.
to it.
There's
Not sold out.
No.
He's controversial. He's always been controversial. I think
He
said
does
to
jokes
me,
that make me uncomfortable sometimes.
Yeah, I think he said to me in the interview. He said, "I love Salt Lake. I enjoy being there," but he also said there'll be people who will not like what I say.
I've seen him twice here in town, and he is always entertaining. Always does a good job.
Let's see. How much time do we have here?
Oh, if you got a quick story, just
Well, I just wanted to mention that Lanny Davis, who's a lawyer for President Trump's longtime fixer, Michael Cohen. Lanny Davis is he's a very well-known attorney
Yes.
and commentator, and he's been talking to former White House counsel John Dean,
That rat.
who helped that rat bastard John Dean, who helped bring down the presidency of Richard Nixon when he testified in the Watergate scandal. I reached out to my old friend John Dean because of what he went through with Watergate, and I saw some parallels to what Michael Cohen is experiencing, and so I wanted to gain some of John's wisdom.
There are all kinds of parallels.
I certainly don't want to raise expectations that Mr. Cohen has anything like the level of deep involvement and detailed knowledge that John Dean had in the Nixon White House as a witness to Nixon's crimes, but I did see some similarities, and I wanted to learn from what John went through. Also, it was revealed that Donald Trump's attorney, what's his name?
Oh.
McGahn?
McGahn.
Don McGahn.
Don McGahn, I think. Yeah. He's in the White House. He's Donald Trump's attorney in the White House. It's been revealed by the New York Times that he's met countless hours with Robert Mueller, the special counsel. Many hours of him cooperating with Robert Mueller. And then giving so if he has been doing this, and I don't think he's going to lie to Robert Mueller because he's smarter than that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So he's telling Robert Mueller things about Donald Trump's legal situations and what he knows.
I'm not getting my hopes up.
Well, get your hopes up a little bit because now Trump is really on the offensive about this.
Yep. More so each and every day.
Of course, he was talking to Mueller. I told him to be talking. He had no idea.
No idea.
I told him that he could talk. And we knew he was talking to Mueller.
And
I want to get excited, but I'm not.
Well, I would just say this about this last news story. If you refer to John Dean as a rat instead of a hero,
you know where you fall.
I know where you fall.
Yeah.
You're on Nixon's side.
That was our good old friend G. Gordon Liddy, who always referred to John Dean as that rat bastard.
But Trump did in a tweet over the weekend, referred to John Dean as a rat. So
yes, he did.
That speaks volumes to me.
He ratted him out.
Sports, weather, traffic.
Just sports. Real Salt Lake won. The Royals got a tie, which is kind of a win when you're on the road because points. It's soccer. Don't try to understand it. That's sports. Weather.
It's soccer. Don't try to understand.
Don't try to understand.
Don't worry your pretty little heads about
because
soccer.
you don't win, but it's a win because you get it's a thing.
You see why she got the Lifetime Achievement Award?
I have an award right here. Weather. It's cloudy and breezy today, but it will be still pretty warm. Highs in the upper 90s. Traffic. There's a few things you need to know about. It's first day of school. So the U in particular, Foothill, is backed up in the mornings from campus all the way to 2:15. That funeral procession going to the Maverick Center. So there's a procession on their way to the Maverick Center now, and then funeral is at 11, and then from about 1 o'clock till about 2 o'clock, I-215 and then I-15 southbound funeral procession will go all the way down to Utah County. So I would avoid that area this afternoon if you can. Haster Games has the best selection of the latest board games, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, and more. It's a great place to stay and play. Remember, Haster has it, 6831 South State, online at hastergames.com.
Oh. Sorry. I forgot where I was for a second. I thought I'd finished.
Nope.
Boner candidate number 3. It is, if you want him back, he's in the Ganges. A Long Island funeral home has given the ashes of a father to the wrong grieving family who traveled thousands of miles away to scatter his remains. The Lake Ronkonkoma Maloney Funeral Home accidentally mixed up the remains, or cremains, if you will, of Sharup Sharma with a different deceased man who had the same last name, according to a suit filed by Mr. Sharma's adult children, Susan and Sunil. The siblings had planned to scatter their dad's ashes along with their moms, who died 7 months later, in a traditional Hindu ceremony on the Ganges River in India, according to the lawsuit. But the funeral home told Sharup's kids in November that it had screwed up by sending their father's remains to the family of Sashi Sharma, who was no relation, according to the lawsuit. Sharup's kids hadn't gotten any ashes at all yet. But then Sashi's family, thinking they had his remains and had already disposed of what were Sharup's ashes in a ceremony in the Ganges River.
Oh.
Can't go scoop that back.
The heartbreaking mix-up was reckless and negligent and caused Sharup's kids mental anguish, according to the lawsuit, deprived the siblings of solace and comfort and the right to scatter their father's remains in the Ganges River. And then the other family, they don't have any...
They got nothing.
But I guess they have the solace of maybe knowing that he's...
In the Ganges?
Because I think that's what
That's
they
where
wanted
they put
to...
him anyway,
I
so-
think that's what they also wanted to do. But yeah, you want your father back? Well, he's in the Ganges. Go get him. Boner candidate number 3.
Let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. I've been wearing these all day. It's a British Airways flight attendant, or hostess as they say, suspended over a bizarre striptease video in which she at one point holds up her tights and her shoes, saying, "If you want to smell these, you can. I've been wearing them without knickers." That's boner candidate number 1. Boner candidate number 2. He's a family man, Your Honor. It's a doctor who raped a heavily sedated patient. He's getting no prison time at all because, well, he has a wife and kids, Your Honor. He's a family man. And boner candidate number 3, if you want him back, he's in the Ganges.
All right, this is it. This is where you vote for whom you think of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to Boner Fight and get a chance to become Boner of the Day. If it wins here, it'll go up against the winner of round 1's voting. We did that an hour ago. You missed it. So we'll throw both candidates into the Boner Dome for Boner Fights at 9:20. That's when you'll decide Boner of the Day. So pick your candidate, your contender for round 2 right now. 1, 2, or 3. Remember the candidate number. Put that number in the message of a text. Text it to 33986. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Use your voice to vote. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Voting August 20 and vote there. This is round 2. Let's go.
I'd like the Cajun grilled chicken sandwich plain. I just want the chicken and the bun. No cheese, no mayonnaise, no lettuce, tomato, onions, coleslaw. And can I get onion rings instead of fries?
Yeah.
And can I get bacon on that?
Bacon. Did you want to do the chicken club instead of the Cajun chicken?
No, you don't understand.
What was your name again?
Kristen.
Kristen, you see, this is not a radio bit. You need to know that this is the way she really is, and no one believes us. So we thought if we got it on tape, people would finally believe it.
All right. Did you want the Cajun seasoning?
Yes.
Yes.
And I would like the spicy Cajun mustard mayonnaise on the side.
Mayo on the side.
Don't put it on the sandwich.
No, I won't. Oh, trust me, I won't.
Thank you.
And the cheese?
No cheese.
No cheese.
No
at all.
cheese. No, just
Okay.
chicken.
All right.
Chicken bacon bun.
Onion
And
rings.
again, we're not trying to be difficult just for the radio. This is real.
All right. Thank you.
I'm so very sorry.
That's all right. Don't be sorry. I would like to say I've had worse, but that's probably the worst.
And how long have you worked here?
Here, 6 months, but
Dealing with tourists every day and their weird ordering habits, this is the worst. I want it on record, ladies and gentlemen.
It's from an official professional waitress. I'm the worst.
And again, this is no exaggeration.
Congratulations, Gina. Congratulations.
You've earned your spot in the Hard Rock Hall of Fame.
She's here to get married, by the way.
oh, congratulations.
And she's marrying a guy named Joe Jones. Maybe you as our waitress, I'm sorry, what's your name again?
Kristen.
Maybe Kristen, you as our waitress, you could warn Joe that it's still not too late.
Because I've been saying it every day, every hour, ever since we heard about this.
That's sad.
Yeah.
That's what we think.
Thank you. Thank you.
Gary, Bill, and Gina on X96.
All right, time to award round 2 of your boner voting.
And round 2 of the boner voting is brought to you in part by more pizza. I think that's really all I had for dinner was just
Well,
pizza.
pizza can be dinner depending on how many pieces you have.
I don't remember.
And Broovies, Utah's only cinema pub, downtown Salt Lake, now open in Ogden, showing The Meg, The Spy Who Dumped Me, Mission Impossible Fallout, and coming August 24th, It's No Sesame, All Street, The Happy Time Murders. Get showtimes at broovies.com.
You really should have a salad if you're with your pizza.
You think?
Yeah.
You always want a salad.
I know, I do. I love salad. I had a salad for breakfast on Sunday.
You have a salad for breakfast?
It was a delicious bacon and avocado salad that I'd gotten at a fast food place, and then I just didn't eat it that Saturday night. I saved it for Sunday morning.
Yeah, you have a salad for breakfast, I guess.
So we had boner candidate number 1. I've been wearing these all day. The British Airways flight attendant, essentially, doing a striptease on video and offering her smelly tights for people to sniff. And she was not a very she did not do the airline any favor as an employee by doing that. Boner candidate number 2, he's a family man, Your Honor. A doctor who raped a heavily sedated patient, got absolutely no prison time. Seems that, I mean, I don't know why that all the attorney had to say was he has a wife and a child, he has a wife and children, he's never committed a crime before, he's lost his medical license. What more could we do to him, Your Honor? Come on. I think you could put him in jail, but no.
Yes.
He got, what was it, probation, 10 years probation or something like that. And then boner candidate number 3, if you want him back, he's in the Ganges. Mortuary giving the wrong ashes to a family who then scattered them in the Ganges River in India. Zach won a Broovies gift card, and there was no contest here. 2 votes for number 1, 5 votes for number 3, 130 votes for boner candidate number 2. He's a family man, Your Honor.
Wow. There's going to be a good boner fight coming up.
Yeah, I think so.
You can feel a good boner fight coming on?
Yeah, I can feel it. So we'll take this winner. Escort them, please, to Boner Dome, if you would, where they will wait until 9:20. That's when boner fight happens, and you decide boner of the day.
You know, we ought to have some people make book on some of these. Let's, we'll lay some odds and
yes,
and make. This is probably totally illegal.
I don't think we can do that.
It's probably totally illegal
really don't
to organize a betting pool on the boner of the day.
I don't.
Vegas odds. You can vote on anything in Vegas. Yeah, that's what I've been told.
Huh? Geek News on the Radio, Carrie. You know it's always brought to you by Cabin Fever. And for college people, dorm decor, lava lamps, lunchboxes. Cabin Fever has a large selection of all of those and everything to decorate your dorm. Located in the heart of Trolley Square, 5th South, 7th East, Cabin Fever, so much more than a card store.
So much more.
So there is a brand new episode of GeekShowPodcast.com available now. The name of the episode, I believe, it was bestowed upon by your daughter, Bill Frost.
Oh, okay.
Because Rebecca was on, guesting. Front butt. Anyway.
Sounds about right.
Front butt?
That sounds like something she'd come up with.
Front butt. It's not a pretty image, is it? No. Or a pleasant thing to think about?
But there you go. It is available now. So we got over the weekend, I believe, our first look at the new Star Wars animated series, Resistance.
Are people pleased?
Are they outraged?
People are well pleased. Well, they're Star Wars fans. They're both. There's a handful that hate it and a handful that love it. And
they're rage pleased.
And then there's everyone in between who like, oh, interesting. Show me what you got. It's kind of an anime style, and it's very interesting.
Can you imagine what it's like to be an ace pilot? This is your chance to make that true.
I've got a mission for you.
Yes!
Blend in, find out who's loyal to the good guys and who isn't.
What was that?
What was what?
The throwing and the falling. Over there.
Don't think about it.
You can work on my team,
Get ready to be impressed.
but when it comes to your mission as a spy, I don't want anything to do with it.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
I just wanted to wish my competition good luck.
This is fine. I'm fine.
Just be careful and don't explode.
I'll do my best.
So, it's an anime style. Here's the plot. Poe Dameron, voiced by Oscar Isaac.
Oh, okay.
He'll be doing the voice on the show. And BB-8 assigned newly appointed spy Kaz. His full name is Kazuda. I hate Star Wars names. Newly appointed spy Kaz to the Colossus, a massive aircraft refueling platform on an outer rim water planet, home to colorful new aliens, droids, and creatures. While undercover, Kaz works as a mechanic and lives with Poe's old friend Yeager, a veteran pilot who operates a starship repair shop run by his crew, Tam, Niku, and their old battered astromech droid Bucket. Kaz soon finds himself in over his head with his new friend BB-8, as he'll have to compete in dangerous sky races, keep his mission a secret, and avoid the danger of the First Order. It starts in October 7th. I mean, this happened really quickly. They just announced it a few months ago. So, and from the look of the animation, it doesn't look really expensive.
Uh-oh.
They cheaped out, did they?
I think maybe they rushed it a bit, maybe.
Like G.I. Joe?
Well, it's not that bad, but No, I think it'll be fine. But I think what you'll get is Poe Dameron will, put him in this place and then leave and leave BB-8 there because, you don't have to pay Oscar Isaac a lot of money. He'd just show up at the beginning and at the end, maybe, to pick up his droid at the end. So there you go. That starts on October 7th on the Disney Channel. I thought they'd save it for their app, but there you go. On the Disney Channel for free. Just free. Well, for free.
Yeah.
Technically. We did get a series go at HBO for Damon Lindelof's Watchmen series.
He's a Lost guy.
Yes, right? And he is. So that is going forward with a full series. They're very excited and proud of that.
Would be a good way to do that.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, but he says it's not a retelling of the book. He said this will take place afterward.
Inspired by.
He says the Watchmen comic is canon. It's the Bible, and I'm not going to touch that. So we're going to go approach it afterward.
Okay.
Let's see now. There's a Constantine animated series.
Okay.
On the CW Seed, which is
what's that?
It's their app.
Yeah, it's an app.
It's an app, and it's free, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you've been enjoying the Constantine animated series on the CW Seed, you're going to be a little angry. They've taken the last 3 episodes of it and decided, let's clip it together and make it into a movie.
An animated movie.
An animated movie, and then put it out on Blu-ray. So you have to now to find out how your series ends.
They want to make you buy something.
It'll be available October 9th. Constantine's City of Demons.
But they're right, people. If you've been following it and you're a fan, they're right. You'll buy it.
And Disney has put their foot down and said, no, James Gunn will not direct Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. We will probably use his script, though.
The Disney foot is a big foot, too.
It's a big old foot.
It's hard to... once it's put down, it doesn't get lifted very much.
So there you go. A little bit of geek news for you.
Crash northbound 5600 west, 38th south, right shoulder being affected there. Crash northbound I-15, milepost 269, University Parkway in Orem, right shoulder affected there. And just a reminder that the funeral for Battalion Chief Matt Burchett starting at 11 o'clock at the Maverick Center, so traffic around the Maverick Center will be congested at that time, and then between 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. going on I-215 connecting to I-15 South all the way down into Utah County, there will be funeral procession on the freeway, so avoid southbound I-15 this afternoon for that. Haster Games has the best selection of the latest board games, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, and more. It's a great place to stay and play. Remember, Haster has it located at 6831 South State and online at hastergames.com.
All right, thank you very much. Let's see, we got Boner Fight coming up in the next hour. Stand by.
And now my favorite color is blue.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of 2 such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! In this episode, we find an old adversary of Butch and Lehigh planning their demise.
So, bounty hunter, you will bring me Christiansen?
Jabba the Hutt was very fond of his rank. He would pay me more for a complete set of missionaries.
Christiansen made me look weak in front of the Emperor. Only by turning Christiansen to the dark side will I be able to regain my place by the Emperor's side.
One Elder Jensen.
Sell him to that slug, Jabba. I have arranged to have the elders meet you on Bespin. There you can ambush them without anyone noticing.
If these elders bested you and the Emperor, how do you expect me to transport them back to you?
I prefer my elders frozen. There is a carbonite facility on Cloud City. That should make transporting them simple.
Have my credits ready. I'll be right back.
Here we are, Butch. Cloud City. It sure looks like the holograms they showed us in school.
I don't know, Lehigh. I always get nervous when I stand on a city that's floating miles above the surface. Are you sure this is the right place?
Zone Leader Hanson said that we're supposed to meet someone here named Lando Calrissian, right here on Bespin.
Well, church records on this Calrissian fellow show him to be a gambler, smuggler, womanizer, and a penny stock manipulator. Are you sure this is the guy?
Well, maybe he's ready to turn over a new leaf. Oh, I think that's him right there.
Hi, and welcome to Cloud City. I'm Lando Calrissian. I run the mining operation here on Bespin. Could I offer you a beverage? Perhaps some malt?
I love a malt.
Liquor?
Oh, no, we don't drink, Mr. Calrissian. I'm Elder Christiansen, and this is Elder Jensen.
Aye.
We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons.
Now, our zone leader said that you might be interested in learning more about our religion.
Actually, no. We have some common acquaintances. I've made a deal with the Empire. Well, they'll leave me alone if I introduce you to this guy over here. Elders, this is Boba Fett. Boba Fett, Elders Christiansen and Jensen there. Gotta go now. Got a city to run. Bye-bye.
Well, Mr. Fett was up. Well, hi, I'm... Hey, I'm all tied up.
Cool toy. I need to get me one of those. We could convert more people if we could just tie them up first.
Now, Butch, I don't think we would be allowed to hog-tie prospective converts. Excuse me, Mr. Fett, could you untie me now?
One down, one to go.
Don't push my companion in that hole!
Whoa!
What have you done to my companion? Is Butch dead?
No, he wouldn't be worth much to me dead. Jabba wants to see him die in person. Your companion is frozen in carbonite. Now, if you would be so kind as to throw yourself down in there, we can get on with this.
You're going to take us both back to Jabba's palace?
No, you have an appointment with Darth Vader and the Emperor.
Cousin Darth? Oh, my.
Hey, get over here.
Sorry about this, Butch, but I need you to do something for me. Don't push me.
Ah!
Oh, I guess you weighed more than I thought in this thing, Butch. I'm sorry, Mr. Fett. I hope my companion, who's now frozen in carbonite, wasn't too heavy. Oh, geez, what do I got to do now? I better go for some help.
Never leave your companion, Lehigh.
Mr. Kenobi?
It is the first rule. You must never leave your companion.
Obi-Wan, come back. I need some help. Oh, well, I guess I can put you on my luggage rack like this, Butch. Come on, let's go. Will Butch be able to serve out the rest of his mission frozen in carbonite? Can Lehigh really find a big microwave to defrost him in? Will Darth Vader ever get his revenge and once again become the Emperor's favorite lapdog? And where does Boba Fett get all those neat gizmos? Tune in next time to hear Butch say... on the next mind-numbing episode of Space Elders!
Rod Stewart.
What?
I just saw this. There's pictures of Rod Stewart and his wife getting a cozy lunch date at the Subway near their Essex home. There's a picture of them sitting in the Subway. They ordered 2 6-inch subs.
Really? What beverage did they have, Gina? Did they have? I don't know if Subway is a Coke or a Pepsi venue. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
I hope they had a cola.
You don't think of Rod Stewart as
I don't think of Rod Stewart. Period.
And he didn't wait in the car and send his wife in.
Why would he?
He's just sitting there.
Why would he? He's a chivalrous man.
If I'm really hungry, I stop by the Subway. Come on, honey, let's get some.
See?
Thank you.
Is that a hand for yourself? Because you picked the song.
Well, yeah.
Gina will be going to that concert tonight. It's The Cult. It's Stone Temple Pilots and Boosh at USANA.
I'm excited if it's a school night and I'm out on a school night.
Yeah.
I think it says more that you're hoping that The Cult opens.
Yeah, because then you'll go home after that.
That would be perfect.
That's fine. You can say that.
Because the way they build a show is it's 3 headliners, and I don't know if that means they rotate.
That's
Toss a coin.
That's what we've heard that they do. They just rotate.
The headliner.
You're opening tonight. The next town you open. The next.
I would think that there must be somebody out there knows who's opening first. But don't you want to see Bush? Don't you want to see Gavin Rossdale?
Sure.
Get a look at him?
Sure. And I guess the new singer for Stone Temple Pilots is supposed to be, Bill Frost was saying.
Yeah.
That he's pretty good?
He's very good.
Yeah. So last night, some of my kids are weird.
So what else is new? Why are we talking about that?
So Joe made dinner, as he always does. So I took the kids with my mom.
She's a kept woman.
I took the kids with my mom and Daddy Gary and my sister and her husband and her kids. It was a big outing.
Are their kids weird?
They're a little weird in a good way. But Joe said, well, he really did. He's like, well, where are you going to the movies? I said, the Gateway. He's like, yeah, I'll stay home.
No.
I'll stay home and cook dinner.
I'll stay home and smoke my pipe and cook dinner.
So when we're not around to, have a discussion about what dinner's going to be, he gets out his fine cooking magazine and starts finding new things to try. So we went to see, I saw Crazy Rich Asians, and the kids went to the Christopher Robin movie. Crazy Rich Asians is a very funny, very well done movie.
Not about crazy people.
No, they're crazy rich.
Yeah.
They're not crazy. Well, a couple of them
I kind of didn't put that together when I kept hearing the title. I just thought, well, they must be really crazy, and they're rich.
It's really good. But so we get home, and Joe's like, well, I've done something new tonight. I found a recipe for Mexican pork tenderloin with avocado sauce with pepitas.
Yeah.
on the top, and there's a cucumber salad.
Sounds good.
And sometimes with kids you can introduce one or two new things, but having this whole new
overwhelming them
little
sometimes.
overwhelming, and they trying to convince them to eat. Now normal kids, you'd say you get dessert if you eat.
If you eat
your
the way
dinner.
I do it with my kids.
Oh,
If they eat their dinner, then they get a treat.
I always say, if you eat all of your dinner, I won't beat you.
But Mohammed said, well, if you let me do a science experiment at the table, I'll eat all my dinner.
No. There is no negotiation over dinner.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. The negotiation usually is, well, you can have dessert if you. He said, well, how about if I do a.
There should be no negotiation.
He wanted to do a science experiment where we always light candles for dinner. We always have.
Okay. You know how you make yourself sound. Anyway,
what?
Keep going.
And
the privileged life of Gina Barberi.
Why is a candle a privileged life?
I come home to the fine linen on the table. The meal is hot and ready.
Yes.
The candles in the background. I'm surprised you don't have a string quartet playing for dinner.
There was jazz playing.
Of course. Okay.
But Mohammed wanted to do this thing where you blow out the candle, and if you really quit, like if you have a lighter or a match ready to go right when you blow it out, you can relight it with the smoke that trails down to the.
Yeah.
Which is kind of so that was he wanted to do that. Well, if you eat all your Mexican pork tenderloin, you can.
And it was delicious.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Oh, and we had pluots.
What?
They're plums and apricots.
A
cross between
Well, that's just.
It's a Mexican tenderloin, avocado sauce with pepitas, and pluots.
And jazz music.
Yeah. And, see, now this is what for dinner. This is what I'm going to make. I tweeted this recipe this morning at RFH Bill. Donut prune salad. Quickly, this is a real thing. Here's a crisp, fresh salad that will cause any meal or any meat and potatoes man to change his mind. Stew 4 prunes for each person. Pit the prunes and stuff them with cottage cheese. Place 2 donuts on a lettuce leaf. Fill the donut centers with cottage cheese and then top each donut with a stuffed prune. Place 2 whole pitted prunes beside the donuts. Serve with mayonnaise.
Serve with mayonnaise.
I swear to God, this is a real recipe.
Nope.
From a newspaper somewhere.
Nope.
So, donut prune salad.
Nope.
No?
I know you love a salad, Bill.
And
you're.
And you know how keen I am on mayonnaise.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back with Boner Fight. We'll find out who Boner of the Day is and a little bit of news before that.
An all-day music festival on Saturday, September 1st.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of 2 such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! Today, we find Butch and Lehigh on Starbase 182 around lunchtime.
Hey, Lehigh, what's up? You haven't been yourself lately. You seem a little under the weather. Here, I replicated you some lunch. This should put you back on your feet at your favorite.
Oh, plo meat soup?
No, macaroni and cheese with little hot dog bits in it. Man, you are sick. I'm taking you to the sick bay.
Are you sure that would be the logical thing to do?
Huh? Come on!
Very interesting.
What is it, Doc? What's wrong with Lehigh?
Elder Christiansen here is suffering from plateau.
Plateau? What on earth is that?
Not plateau, plateau.
Oh.
The blood fever. It's not a birth, my dear Butch. It's a Vulcan disorder. Lehigh here is in the early stages of Ponfar.
But Doc, look at my companion. I mean, his ears aren't pointy. The blood sample you took from him was red, not green. He's not a Vulcan.
Have the two of you come in contact with any Vulcans recently?
Well, we met with that nice Ambassador Spock fella.
Was there anything unusual about this meeting?
No, we talked for a while. He mind melded with Lehigh and then sent us packing like everybody else.
Mind melded with a Vulcan? Oh, dear.
Well, he said it would be the fastest way for us to tell him about the gospel.
Now, what's this got to do with Lehigh losing his appetite and then resetting the environmental controls in our apartment up to Moab standard temperatures?
Ponfar is the Vulcan mating ritual. Unless the individual who's suffering from the blood fever gets to Vulcan in time, he will die.
I still don't understand how Lehigh contracted this blood fever thing anyway.
The Vulcan who did the mind meld must have transferred it into the Lehigh's mind during the meld. No matter how he contracted it, you must get to Vulcan within the next 72 hours or your companion will be dead.
Okay, Vulcan it is. Come on, Lehigh, we better get going.
But Vulcan isn't in our Tracton area. We're not supposed to go outside of this quadrant. You know the rules. Zone Leader Hansen would never approve of us making a personal visit to Vulcan.
Oh, to heck with Hansen. They can send us both home if they want to. I just want to make sure you go home breathing.
Will our elders get to Vulcan in time to save Lehigh? Will Zone Leader Hansen get them sent home for leaving the quadrant? Will Ambassador Spock apologize for giving Lehigh Bucktow? What is exactly in Plomeek soup anyway? Tune in next time to hear Butch say...
Hold on, Lehigh. Just a couple more hours and we'll be on Vulcan.
Butch, wouldn't it be more logical to reduce our speed to warp 6 in order to make the best possible speed while reducing the stress on the dilithium crystals?
Oh.
On the next mind-melding episode of Space Elders!
Eight 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, remember that info. You're going to need it here in about 6 minutes for Boner Fight to determine Boner of the Day. First, a little bit of news brought to you by...
Black Turtle is hiring full-time, part-time customer service representatives with competitive pay, health and welfare benefits, paid training, holidays, vacation time, and no weekend shifts. Apply online today at jointheturtle.com.
Well, I don't know where to start exactly. If you want to have a chuckle, a little laugh, I don't know if Dylan has this video. I put it on my Twitter early this morning. I don't usually do that, just share a little video or something like that. But
Is it puppies?
No, it's a duck.
A duck, okay.
Ducks are cute.
And this duck, the caption of it, and it's no sound. It just says "F your concrete," and it's a duck So it's this huge slab of freshly laid concrete. And there's a duck who all of a sudden appears out of nowhere and just starts walking across this
Do his
concrete.
little duck feet make little
Yes,
duck
they do.
footprints?
Yes, and then the
There he
ducks.
goes.
Oh, there you go. X96.com.
Oh.
It just says F your concrete. I don't care. He stops for a second.
Did
looks
he? I
around.
think he pooped there too.
I think he did. Yeah.
X96.com/live.
I just think that's hilarious. I love that. The duck.
Oh, I hope they leave the duck feet in the concrete.
The duck does not give a damn for that huge slab of concrete, and I think that's
Thanks,
great.
Bill. I needed that.
Sure. Yeah, almost as funny is airport security turning Diana Ross's luggage upside down and seeing the pictures of Diana Ross.
Upside down your Carrie, come on.
Yeah.
Well,
It says here the
Give me a
upside.
second.
Now, of all the songs, the upside down hitmaker. Really, of all the Diana Ross songs, they're going to pick that one.
Well, but if it's
Passing through a Transportation Security Administration checkpoint at an undisclosed airport when her luggage was pulled aside for a more thorough search. And she stood there and sang this. But the picture of Diana Ross, any picture of Diana Ross these days, I'm sorry, she looks like a crazy woman. I can't say
she
that
has earned the right to be a crazy
Sure.
woman.
I can't say that I like it when strangers go through my personal luggage at the airport and then they never put my things back the way I packed them. She fumed. It feels like a violation, and I know I can't do anything about it. Ouches, she tweeted. But then there was another picture of her standing there with TSA and airport security being kind of chummy with them and being nice. But there she is, x96.com/live.
This is the best one. Sure.
Really?
He thought so.
Diana Ross and the Supremes all the way. Diana Ross solo,
She had a few notables.
She had hits, but Diana Ross and the Supremes, I think. So Kevin Spacey, this is a movie he made before all of the sexual accusations.
Oh, this is the one that they shelved.
Yeah, it's called Billionaire Boys Club.
Yeah.
They released it. They didn't put it in very many theaters. And I don't, probably is some legal reason that they had to release it, I would think at some point. I saw it here, 10 theaters, 20 theaters, something. It made $129. No, $129.
People accidentally find their way into the theater.
I guess
It's
that
probably a movie pass user.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just, okay, I've seen everything.
A British woman survived for 10 hours in the ocean off the coast of Croatia after falling off the back of a cruise ship.
This is why I don't go on
The 40
cruises. I would fall
Because
off.
you don't want to see people fall off?
No, I would fall off.
No, you wouldn't.
Sure I would.
No, you would never get close enough
That's
to
it.
the edge.
We're gonna have to put together a cruise now.
The 46-year-old, that'd be a way to get rid of her, wouldn't it? The 46-year-old was alone and 60 miles from shore when she was rescued and taken to the hospital. She was able to tread water for over 10 hours in the ocean.
I just can't imagine.
Several lucky factors that helped her, including the water was warm.
Oh, that helps, yeah.
And apparently they were no sharks, and she was really good at floating and treading water.
I'll never wear a life jacket again.
Salt Lake City man, I guess he's a Salt Lake City man, yeah, has been booked into the Salt Lake County Jail on suspicion of lewdness, taking his clothes off and exposing himself to kids at Liberty Park.
Great.
He was spotted doing it he stripped naked. There were adults and children there. There he is, x96.com/live.
He looks like an old radio guy.
Wait, let's see. His name it's Benjamin Harris Dillman. Gina, you remember
Benny Dillman in the
you
morning.
remember Dillman in the morning?
Benny Dillman.
Dillman in the morning. I don't know.
He had a feature that we ripped off. It was the dillweed of the day.
That's right.
And we ripped it off and made it the boner of the day.
As a corporate lawyer, I don't want to go through all of that. I just want to tell you that Trump dismantling clean air rules, that means that industry lawyers for coal plants and places like that are now having a heyday.
Yeah.
Yeah, with their clients can now pollute as much as they want, practically.
Basically.
Of course, I know a guy from Coal Country who had an article on his Twitter feed that, Kentucky coal was supposed to be coming back, and coal miners were supposed to be doing really, really well now after the Trump, and apparently
No, they're not.
nothing has changed much. No, coal is not a dying industry. It's pretty much a dead industry, and in the United States in particular, but it will be dead around the world at some point if we're not all dead because of the climate disaster that coal causes. But no, it really, coal has, the only people it's benefited when it comes to coal, I think, are the people who own the coal companies.
Exactly.
That's it.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
F your concrete. Yes, we have the winner of round 1, which was in the second 7 o'clock hour. The Boner Fight there, and then we had another round of Boner voting in the 8 o'clock hour. Now the 2 finalists square off. Boner candidate number 1, young man, you don't seem gay enough to us. A gay Afghan teenager denied asylum in Austria because he didn't fit the stereotype of being gay. Now, if he goes back to Afghanistan as an openly gay person, he will not be treated well. So that's why he wants to stay in Austria. But the Austrian immigration official said, well, you don't walk like a gay person. You don't talk like a gay person. You don't dress like a gay person. We understand you don't have very many friends and gay people are very social. No, you're not gay.
Your apartment is poorly decorated.
That's right. You don't even care for Brie. That's Boner candidate number 1. Going up against Boner candidate number 2, he's a family man, Your Honor. A doctor who raped a heavily sedated patient gets no prison time because his lawyer said he's got a wife and children, and he's a family man. No prison time.
There you go. You've got to decide of these 2 candidates which one is the worst. Which one deserves to be Boner of the Day? 1 or 2? You decide. Put that number of the candidate you think should win in the message of a text. Text it to 33986. You can call, use your voice, 877-602-9696. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Fight August 20 and vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. All right, you've got 300 seconds. Let's go. This is Boner of the Day.
Stay tuned for a 1-hour nonstop music wingding right after Radio from Hell on X96.
Hello, kiddies. It's me, your old friend, the bookkeeper. I'm here to help you with your taxes. Today, we're going to hear a tale from the old ledger which should simplify on how to fill out those pesky forms. Pay close attention now, so you won't have to pay even more later.
You can come on in now, Mr. Irvine.
Thank you. You can call me Lemar.
Lemar. Okay. My secretary said you had some questions concerning your tax forms?
Well, yeah. There ain't enough places on this here 1040A. I was wondering if there was a special form or maybe a separate schedule I should fill out.
Enough places for what?
My wives.
Oh, you should only list your current wife on your tax forms. Your ex-wife will have to file separately.
Ex-wife? I ain't never been divorced.
You have more than one wife.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Ah.
There ain't no place on this here farm to list all my wives. Not to mention the fact they don't leave you enough places to list your children either.
How many wives do you have?
6. But the two youngest haven't turned 18 yet, so I figure I'll list them as dependents.
Oh my. You're going to just have to list your first wife on your 1040, and then we'll file separate forms with the other ones, listing them as single head of household.
Well, now wait one darn minute there, Sonny. No woman of mine is going to claim to be the head of my household. I won't stand for it.
Now, it's only a classification. They won't really be heads of households. I mean, think of it. 5 women with no income and children to claim. You should get quite the refund, Lamar.
Lemar.
Lemar.
That would be dishonest. I'm a God-fearing man. I couldn't cheat the government like that.
You do know that polygamy is against the law, don't you?
Yeah. Big refund, you say?
Very big.
Where do I sign?
You see, kiddies, everyone can get a refund just so you know which deductions to take. And if you're willing to sit through a very long audit. As for Lamar, prison might be a vacation when you compare it to having 6 wives reminding you to wipe your feet and take out the trash. Well, this is your old friend, the bookkeeper, reminding you that on midnight on April 15th, that is the cutoff.
From Hell with Utah's most trusted newsman. Trusted? I don't know. Bill Allred on X96.
All right, 9:36. Time to award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day is brought to you in part by some bacon that I just ate.
And Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest. Enjoy classic German beer, food, music every Saturday and Sunday, including Labor Day through October 20th. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
So we had Boner candidate number 1 in the fight. Young man, you don't seem gay enough to us. You do not meet the stereotypes of being a gay person here in Austria, so we will not grant you asylum. I'm going to gloss over that one because it only got 4 votes.
Whoa.
5 votes. Boner candidate number 2, he's a family man, Your Honor. The doctor who raped a heavily sedated patient, getting no prison time, wins Boner of the Day.
I thought it would be a closer battle than that.
Nope.
Wow.
Congratulations to Summer. She won the Boner T-shirt.
Way to go, Summer.
And that'll be now Boner candidate number 1 for Boner of the Week.
All right.
I can't find the story, but I saw this. You know what a Taylor Swift fan I am.
Oh, yes.
And I saw this picture of Taylor Swift, the paparazzi did.
Sure.
You're such a big Taylor Swift fan, you can name at least 2 of her songs.
Or I probably not.
No, don't even try.
No, it's shoulder crying on your shoulder.
No.
I'm trying.
No.
Somebody's trying to signal me.
Someone's trying to
I have
help you.
dandruff on my shirt.
No. Is this the picture you're
Yes.
talking about?
Yes. So, this is my fight song. Yeah. But so, what in the hell is this she's wearing, and why?
It's some sort of harness.
Yeah, it looks like a dog harness
or a horse harness.
Or yeah.
And I just
X96.com/live. You can see it.
You know, maybe it's for her posture. And
it's a brace. That's right.
Oh, I mean, maybe
it's too loose.
But this, the photographer or the caption of the picture just said, "Is this a thing?" or something like that. I don't know what that is. Isn't it weird?
It could be like a posture thing.
She looks lovely, but she's wearing this harness. Oh, this is yeah. So anyway, that was. If anybody knows what that kind of thing is, you could email me, or I'll tweet a picture of it, and you can respond to that. Is this Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that would make sense that it would be Taylor Swift because.
No, I'm just playing Diana Ross while we talk about.
Because we're talking about it.
This happened in 2015. Where did you see this story?
I don't know. It just somebody tweeted it or it popped up today.
Let's see. Someone in the chat room says it's a harness and was in total fashion last fall.
Really?
So this was a thing.
Okay.
It's a rock climbing harness worn wrong, says Corey.
All right. Well, I don't get it. Oh, and so is the French tuck a thing?
Yes.
That's been a thing for a long time.
Yeah, I've just been. I guess I never knew what it was called, and
This
then
take a little.
This is the French tuck.
Maybe I heard your wife say it.
Yeah, you just do one
You do one
side.
and let the other side hang loose.
Yeah, and
that's an old thing.
It's like I noticed Dylan's been doing. Well, it's still a thing though because a lot of people do it.
Sure.
Gina, you made a reference to a 35-year-old movie today. Don't tell me that I'm talking
35
about
35 years.
probably Raising Arizona.
How old is Raising Arizona?
Probably 25 to 30 years old. So
1987.
yeah, okay.
So how?
87, 97.
You're not a math teacher,
2007.
I'd ask you.
That's 20, 30, almost 30 years.
21?
That's almost 30 years.
That's called a classic.
It's 28 years.
28 years?
It's a classic.
Okay. Yes, it is. And so are those harnesses, and the French
No.
tuck is certainly a classic. The French tuck. I just wanted to know.
I've just given up
Why?
on fashion.
Oh.
Altogether?
Oh, yeah, ever since I've known you. Ever since you came into a room with proudly wearing a shirt you had just bought that had a big sailor anchor on it.
I've resigned myself to black T-shirts every day.
That's good.
But what about when you go to those fancy liberal fundraisers that you go to?
Mr. Soros won't let you wear
I have
that.
a black dress.
I think that's
I've
wise.
seen you in your black dress.
You haven't?
I don't think I have.
I have.
No.
Oh, I have.
You have?
I have a picture of
At
you.
Umoka.
Because I've never gone to those fancy
have
liberal fundraisers.
You have a picture of me in your black dress?
Of the two of us.
And you in your black dress?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I've seen it once. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I have one black dress. I'm not kidding. I have a black dress and I have black T-shirts and black. And you know what? That's just fine.
Sure. I wouldn't. I wouldn't fault you for that.
I've given up.
My fashion sense is zero. And I would never presume to criticize anyone else for their fashion sense, except when you wore that blouse with an anchor
Carrie,
on it.
Here's my black dress.
Okay.
That's my black
Well, I
dress.
can't see the dress.
What?
It looks great from the waist up.
Yeah, it's just who knows if
But I
that's
need to see-
if that's a dress on the bottom part.
Yeah, I need to see the dress part.
You can't tell. It just looks like you're wearing a shift.
It looks great from the waist up.
Mm-hmm. You keep that in your chifforobe?
I'm the stylish one of the group.
Yesterday, I don't know what this was. I was on my way to Ogden, and I got as far as South Temple and State Street. And I was about to turn right on State Street and head up to the Capitol and go to Victory Road. And all of a sudden, motorcycle cops come roaring up and block the intersection. Okay. And then motorcycle after motorcycle after motorcycle, some cops, but mostly private people, start going up State Street toward the Capitol. And one of the motorcycle cops, a Salt Lake cop, came over to my car and said, you're going to be here for a while. Because there was no way to turn around or anything. He said, this procession will be about 13 minutes.
Wow.
And I think it was a half an hour. And everybody just had to sit there, but I don't know what it was for.
Oh, you didn't ask him?
I didn't get a chance because when he said that and then the really loud motorcycles started coming by and I wouldn't have heard him anyway. It was kind of nice, but I was really late for what I had to do. But I don't know if it had anything to do with the death of that fireman, but it didn't.
Well, that
look
wouldn't
like
be in
it.
Ogden, I don't.
No, it was just here. I said it was
on your way to Ogden,
State Street and South Temple.
Mm.
And yeah, it's I don't know what it was for. If anybody knows, let me know. I didn't see anything about it on the local.
All right.
Today.
We'll take a short break. We'll be back. Stand by.
X96 is the home of the 1 hour nonstop music wingding.
Bill Allred, Gina Barberi, Radio from Hell on X96.
Can't wait for that show to come
What
back.
is that show?
I'm sorry.
I feel really bad when I listen to that clip. I feel really bad for that poor woman who hired. What? What do you mean?
Well, that's why the show is called I'm Sorry.
I didn't. She's nice. What? She sounds so injured.
It's about an irascible woman who writes on a comedy show and speaks her mind and winds up having to apologize all the time. Because,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Very funny show.
Having to apologize all the time really gets tiresome, doesn't it?
Yes.
Was it Gigi Hadid they mentioned there?
Yeah,
one of the Hadid.
Was she in the show? Did they have her on the show?
No,
it was
just saying that the babysitter looks like Gigi Hadid.
Oh, looked like her. I thought she had hired Gigi.
No,
Gigi Hadid.
Gigi Hadid is not going to be a.
Well, that would be Gina. If it was a comedy show, maybe you could play that. No, actually, if I hired Gigi, I think that would be funny. If they actually had Gigi Hadid, and I hired because she likes children. She doesn't have any of her own, but she likes children.
But
That's
she doesn't
why
need the money.
No,
she just likes to hang out with kids.
So you could do it. Here we go. What's this?
When there was no meat, we ate fowl. When there was no fowl, we ate crawdad. And when there was no crawdad to be found, we ate sand.
You ate what?
We ate sand.
You ate sand?
That's right.
They didn't eat sand. You see, Gina, that's comic effect right there. That's exactly what I was talking about with the Gigi Hadid.
I'm really sorry.
People weighing in on the motorcade that you saw, Bill, is the Fallen Officer Ride, a fundraiser for officers killed in the line of duty.
It was really cool. I wish they had some signs or something. They may have, and I just didn't notice them. But it would have been kind of cool if they'd had a sign indicating that.
Probably missed.
But there were a lot. Man, there were a lot of motorcycles going up to the Capitol, and when I could get through, I had to still go around because I couldn't go up Victory Road because there were too many motorcycles up that way. So.
Here's a text from a listener, not on any subject really.
Mm-hmm.
My autocorrect switched "I'm hungry" to "I'm horny" in a text to my father. So that's how my morning is going.
Oh. That could be an X-Poll, too. Bad autocorrect stories.
Oh, the Fallen Officers Memorial is up at the Capitol.
Mm-hmm. So that's probably where they were headed.
That's where they were going.
Let's see. We got any business that we need to take care of?
Let's see. We have the Big Ass Show, of course, is coming up September 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Tickets at
Ticket.
Yeah, it's a Ticketfly. Yeah, it's the X96 Toyota Big Ass Show. Tickets available at Ticketfly. There's of course the Marilyn Manson show on Wednesday, I think. But I just saw.
Is he okay?
I think he fell down on stage again.
He got like 4 songs in.
He said he was hot.
And fell backward. Well, now,
I'm hot.
But another person said that it was food poisoning.
He's had a couple of. It's Rob Zombie, right? Yeah, Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson. But he's had a couple of other problems on this tour. They've canceled a couple of. I think his health is not good.
Brian, Brian, are you taking your vitamins?
I know
Brian?
we've said this before, but when we met him years and years ago, Marilyn Manson, it was right before. It was the day of the show he did, where he tore up the Book of Mormon, or allegedly tore it up, whatever book it was.
Yeah.
But he said it was the Book of Mormon. He tore it up on stage. But we met him that day. He came to our studio. You remember this? Mm-hmm. And he was really thin, and he had on, this is Marilyn Manson I'm talking about, contact lenses that made one of his eyes a different color.
Yeah, he still does that.
And he was so pleasant and kind of shy and kind of, he just came across, you look at him and you go, ooh, he's kind of scary looking. And then you talk to him and he's like,
hello, Bill. Nice to meet
hi,
you.
so nice to meet you. And I'm so excited to be here in town. And I'm and he was just brand new. I mean, he hadn't been doing much before that.
My guess is he's not like that anymore.
I heard him interviewed recently on a podcast. I don't remember which one. He's still a pretty nice guy. He's really basic. I mean, he's just like a basic. His friends in the neighborhood he's still friends with from high school.
Mm-hmm.
His mother, he talks about his mother.
Does he have people over for barbecues?
Yeah.
That kind of thing, yeah.
He's just kind of an ordinary guy. He comes across as being really ordinary when you hear him interviewed.
And he'll often talk about Marilyn in the second person, like
his creation.
You know, like but Marilyn would probably do this and this and this. You know.
I sent Dylan the picture of Bill and I with me wearing my one black dress, and it's x96.com/live.
Now, that's me as a clown because it was a circus-themed fundraising event in which everyone was supposed to come. Now, I was helping MC it, but everyone was supposed to come wearing some sort of circus-y stuff, and Gina came wearing a black dress.
Yeah. Because this is my point. I have a uniform. It's black T-shirt or black dress.
Well, what black T-shirt are you going to wear to the show tonight? Because I have some great news for you.
What? What?
The Cult will be opening.
Yes.
How do you know
Apparently,
that for sure?
the rotation has been between Bush and Stone Temple Pilots, but the
Cult-
Cult has always been open.
Perfect.
Has always been open.
According to the tour schedule.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
So the Cult always opens, and then Bush or Stone Temple Pilots.
So, and it's early. It starts at 6.
Oh,
so,
see, this is great.
Yeah,
it's perfect. For
I won't be. Don't let me be. Don't let me be.
You could be
tired
in
the morning.
You could be in bed by 8.
Conceivably.
Yeah, if you just if you watch
Where's
a
it at?
45-minute USANA. So
USANA. Okay.
So 45-minute Cult segment. So, and you're out, and you don't have to worry about the traffic with the parking and stuff because you're leaving way early.
Yeah.
Actually, you're leaving so early. You would be leaving so early that there'll probably be a lot of traffic of people still coming into the show because they don't care about the Cult.
Yeah. Well, they're wrong.
Well, of course they are, but.
All right. Should we do the promo?
On Tuesday's Radio from Hell show.
At 6:45, we have the X poll.
Who was your first TV or movie crush or crushes?
Think about yours now.
I'm thinking about it. Be part of the Radio from Hell show tomorrow, 6:45 a.m. right here on X96.
All right.
I was, Lucille Ball. Lucy Ricardo.
You didn't have a crush
No,
on
I didn't.
her.
It was Ethel. It was Ethel. Hey, Rick, where are the girls? Can I go down to the club?
You can't go to the club, Fred.
All right, well, let's go find the girls.
All right, we good enough?
Now, that's an old reference.
Yes.
Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
You ate sand?
John Smith is next.
Kicking off nothing but great tunes for 60 minutes. A 1-hour nonstop